very
Fine.
interesting discussions. I was like, oh,
I love these maps, dude. Where'd you get these maps?
Brandon sent me a link.
Is it the Reddit? Is it the Reddit page?
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's Battle
Yeah,
Maps.
boy.
I fell asleep at my table last night
Oof.
looking for maps and stuff.
It is. It will consume you. You'll just be looking for maps and then get lost on the Reddit.
It's really fun from a dungeon design, and this is something that like I didn't really realize was a thing until James said it. Like at one point we were talking about it, and James was like, "Sometimes I'll just scroll through and I'll see a map and be like, that would be a fun encounter. Hang on, what kind of enemies would go on this map?" And like
Yeah.
you end up making the encounter because of the map, and like I
Yeah.
don't know, I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna inspire you. I've listened to songs and been like, "This is the vibe." G and I would
That's
do
cool.
that a ton.
Brandon, is your camera frozen?
I think
It looks
Brandon's
like it.
frozen.
Can you guys hear me? Okay,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear
you
you
sound fine.
I'll try stopping the camera and bringing it back.
Wood.
Nope.
Nope. That's so weird. My name don't fit. The Great Earl Thunderboard. You want me to remove you and you hop back in?
Yeah, here I can leave the studio and hop back in.
Okay. G, what are you doing?
I was hopping on Twitch.
Oh, there you are. My viewer. Dude, I added my YouTube link to my Twitch.
Good.
That's
So there's
big.
another. So I use Restream.io, and it'll stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time.
That's what I'm doing right now.
To Twitch and YouTube?
Yep.
Nice.
I do
Through
it on
StreamYard?
Yeah.
Nice. I may switch to StreamYard.
I
Quality's,
dropped.
like really good.
So here's the thing. I dropped $240 or something because I just paid in one sum. I didn't want to pay monthly.
Oh, you paid for it. Gotcha.
I just paid for it. I didn't want to pay a monthly thing. I just wanted to pay straight.
Mhm.
You
Yep.
know, so I don't have
Yep.
a additional monthly fee. That's what I did.
Yep. No, I get it. Yeah, I only use Restream because it's free.
It's good. I've never had too many issues with your.
I've had lots of issues with my stream, but that's more my problem. That's more OBS and my lack of knowledge.
I think this is the simplest setup, and it's because I run everything on PC.
One day.
But you do a console, which I think makes it harder.
It's not. It's the Mac that makes it hard. Because all my streaming stuff goes through the Elgato capture card.
Oh yeah.
So that's easy. If I had a PC, it'd be fine. But it's just not always how I want it to be. That's okay.
I'm having to figure that out. Can I add our boy? I don't see him.
Here he comes.
He's
Something's
coming.
loading.
Best friend. Oh,
Right.
something always happens with Brandon.
This is ridiculous.
What's going on?
Oh my gosh. It was working, and I leaned forward to get something on the front of my desk, and then it was like, nope, you're done. You know
It had a stroke.
Dude, I bet that sunbeam fucking fried it.
It was the sunbeam.
It's so weird that the audio is working fine.
Yeah, you sound wonderful.
I lowered down the definition of my camera to see if it's like a bandwidth issue.
Is it plugged in? I'm not trying to be sassy. I'm just like, did something come loose?
I mean, the light's on, so it's definitely got connection.
And the camera settings are all being allowed through whatever web browser you're using.
Yeah, it's acting like it is on. It just isn't.
Have you unplugged it and then plugged it back in to see if it like just needs a refresh?
Blow on it. Just blow on the end like an old
Nintendo
cartridge. Yeah.
Shit works. I don't care what people say.
Yeah, it does though. I would do. Hey.
Hey.
It kicked to the other camera. Okay.
Brandon's got the
What?
double
Ah.
camera situation.
Hey.
Hey! Yeah.
Did the old unplug replug button. Nice.
Mm,
Good call. Good
6
call,
points of
Mike.
psychic
Good call.
damage.
All right. Let's get this show on the road before this fucks up again.
yeah.
So, I'm gonna ask you guys. Just give me a fact about your character, Earl. You go
Can we like
first.
describe ourselves or like introduce ourselves?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would love that.
Okay.
Do you want us to use what we set in the group chat?
You can use whatever you want.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Let me go back. I got. Why am I doing that? I got this thing right here. Yeah. So, actually, I need Brandon or G to go first.
I think Brandon needs to set the tone. Is that my best friend? Best friend.
Don't nudge
Best
his
friend.
mic cord.
Mike said hi. They said hi. Thanks, honey.
What a king. King and his queen.
Isn't she a cutie?
She's a cutie.
Such a sweet baby. Okay. Well, I gotta go back to where it was. Mike, are you ready?
Kinda.
Go.
We all
what
are
are we
having to
doing?
go back. We're introducing our characters.
Oh, are we reading the thing we
Alright.
sent?
He said
You
we
can do
could do
that,
whatever
or-
we want.
Okay, here.
Oh.
I'll kick us off. Okay. So
Yeah, there we go.
Nonesuch is a tiny fairy with bright green hair and an affinity for color and nature. Nonesuch has spent much of his entire natural life in the service of the silver moth Illustre, the god of night. He has received a sacred quest to leave the Feywild and learn more about the outside world, that he may help lead wanderers back to the path of the night. Nonesuch is easy to get along with and assumes the best in everyone. Very little familiarity with the custom of this plane and fewer friends. Nonesuch is never one to leave someone in trouble. Nonesuch wears brightly colored clothing. He is obviously a very small creature. He does carry a shield and a small clerical mace with him, though the mace is about the size of a tool shed claw hammer, and his shield is probably about the size of a dinner plate. Nonesuch is as brave as anyone could be in such a situation, but he is happy as can be to be with his friends.
What's the name?
That's his name, Nonesuch.
Not such.
Oh,
Yeah. Dude.
who's next?
Yeah, the Great Earl Thunderboar.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, at a
Oh my
whopping
God.
3 feet tall, in immaculate purple shining frog skin. This grung keeps himself tidy in regal robes and a regal tunic. He comes from just a small bog where he just always felt like he needed to do more. And as he got older, he really felt this need for independence. And he eventually left his home so as not to be coddled. His parents, the last thing his parents ever heard from him is they said, "Earl, I love you." And he said, "Do not coddle me." And he departed out the door and hopped his way into literally a random direction.
G, take the stage.
Well, I was gonna ask, what's he carry on him?
I have a spear that's probably like the size of a javelin, because it can be held one-handed or two, and it's constantly coated. It's always slick with a bit of his own poison that he pulls from his own body. But really, he's got these two big black eyes, and they sit almost like not quite on the side of his head, like an animal of prey, but and his tongue's slightly too big for his mouth, and so like occasionally it gets lost if he gets too relaxed. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's what he wields. He doesn't wear like an upper shirt. It's just bare, just raw frog out there in the open. He likes to stay mobile, no
Oh, yeah.
restriction.
I respect that.
I respect it. Okay. Standing head and shoulders above his herd, strong, imposing, and a force of sheer fucking will. This can accurately describe the mighty warrior of the centaurs, Atticus Cobsdale, Bombus's father.
Yo,
Bombus,
Daddy.
Bombus can only be described as simple, cautious, and with the bravery of a groundhog on a sunny day. His his navy blue, his skin is a kind of a lighter blue, but his hide is like that navy blue, very shadowy in nature. It's like, is it black? Is it blue? But in the daylight, it's totally blue. But at night, dude disappears because he can hide in the shadows, allowing him to avoid any social situations he might feel uncomfortable in. One full moon night while picking flowers, he became lost and managed to stumble out of the Fey plane and into this one. Stuck in a pond up to his knees, he started crying until a group of men showed up with scary swords and spears, and then a green-haired fairy and a purple frog fended them off. And trying to help, he carries a mighty longbow. It is of the finest Fey wood. It takes an immeasurable strength. No mere human. They would have put like, y'all seen the Scorpion King where he like tries to pull the bow? It's like that. But Bombus isn't very good with it. But he can draw it. It's just he's not always gonna hit. But after he was rescued, this purple frog and green fairy became his best friends. They pulled him out of the mud. He fixed them a wonderful meal of oatmeal, and oatmeal cookies. And since then, they've been traveling together ever since. He also carries with him, he has just like a very dark leather vest, and he has like a shit ton of pockets and like fanny packs and saddlebags on him because he just kind of collects things that he thinks are pretty or neat. And yeah, so he doesn't really use a bag of holding. He just carries it on his person because he is a rather large centaur, not as big as his dad, but he is a centaur, and so he does kind of stick out in a normal crowd.
I think we all might.
We all do, honestly.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Do you count as a large creature?
I do.
Well, yeah.
Damn.
But like, do centaurs count as large?
I think they're
No,
they're
they're
medium
medium.
with large for their carrying capacity.
Correct.
That makes sense.
But still, like, I mean, horses aren't
boy.
as they're taller than humans, but not so much tall. But they are like at least 4 feet in length.
And they got,
Eh.
yeah.
That's what I get for letting you guys play whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll start then, huh? So, this is a campaign in the shadows. It's my first campaign I've ever really hosted. So hopefully it's a goodie.
It
Dude,
will
it's a
be.
goodie. It'll be a goodie.
So, you guys represent the Clover Kingdom. And you guys have been summoned by the king to move y'all. go to the neighboring kingdom for a job. Is there anything you guys want to do?
So where are we starting at? Are we in this hall
Yeah, you're in the throne room
of the neighboring kingdom?
of your kingdom, the Clover Kingdom.
Okay. What are the main inhabitants here? What are we looking at?
Half orcs, elves, dwarves, the whole shebang.
Oh boy.
Okay. Um, I, none such, will lead the charge, and I shall cast druidcraft as I walk down the central aisle, casting flowers along me way. And so I will spread these little flowers from the tips of my hands, and I shall announce to the guards, behold, Hooves and Hops has arrived. Welcome ye, welcome. And I shall guide my fellow companions down this entrance corridor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I with my big old tongue, I moisten my eyeballs.
Oh my god.
And I stride, and my feet definitely like flop with me, doing little hops along the way. Oh, and I'm just following behind none such. I'm making sure I'm eyeing up the soldiers as we pass in rank. And I have to look up to them, right? I'm small.
None such is not a tall fellow, but he does hover a bit above the ground, usually about the 5 foot mark, so that he can look most people in the eye.
Are there like any flies around some of the guards? Like just hovering.
There's one fly.
I want to try and nab it. I want to show my prowess as a hunter.
Go ahead.
Okay. What do you want me to do? Do I need to roll?
Roll an attack
Okay.
with advantage.
I rolled a natural 19.
Before the guard even looks, you just see a tongue go.
Dude,
grab
this tongue ready to go. And as it comes back and I munch and I go in the most prim and proper as it can be, he goes, "Oh my good sir." He goes, "I dare say I did not mean to take your lunch from you." And I continue on my way. I go, "You could get quite a few diseases from those rapscallions. Dear king, none such, wait for me."
We did land on Hooves and Hops, right?
Hooves and Hops. No, we are the
Alright.
Hooves and Hops. The H&H is here to establish, obviously, security in the service of the king.
Glancing back as I toss my druid craft flowers, do I see that that Bombus is joining us, or that he's coming?
Bombus. He's using his little dinosaur grabber and he's picking up some of your flowers that he likes along the way.
Oh boy. I was trying not to do Lucky Charms, but that's kind of what just came out, so we're just going with it. All right. All right. So the flowers do disappear after a couple seconds. I hope that doesn't upset him.
He grabs them and he puts them in his bag, not noticing, but he's like picking them up right as they right when he drops them, they disappear. And he's just kind of meandering up, not looking up, but like looking for the flowers he likes. He likes blue ones and the yellow ones.
Oh, my dear Bombus. Bombus, not the guards. You cannot run into the guards.
Oh,
You'll knock them over with your mighty presence. You need to stay straight.
I'm sorry, great Earl Thunderboard.
No, it's okay, Bombus. It's okay. You're doing great, buddy.
Um, Side note: does Great Earl Thunderboar prefer to be called Great Earl Thunderboar, or does he prefer to be called Great or Earl or Thunderboar?
Those in present company may call me the Great Earl Thunderboard. Those outside of the company shall call me the Great Earl Leader of the Bog, northwest of the high winds, Thunderboar. But we save that for only special occasions.
Okay, I might need that written out. Okay.
So you guys approach the king.
Early.
Humbly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm making sure to take notes. Bombus and Great Earl Thunderboar follow along. One particularly vulnerable fly is snatched out of the air.
Wonderful.
So yeah, arriving up at the like greeting spot, like where it would be appropriate to stand for the king. I don't want to get too close. Um, Behold, your majesty, the accompaniment of H&H, the hooves and hops. Originally, there were 3 H's, hooves, hops, and hover, but became too long for Triple H was but a mouthful. So here we are, here to fulfill your wishes and perhaps see what we can do for you, great king.
He goes, my favorite contractors. I have a job for you. The trade routes have been shut down because of something going on in our neighboring kingdom. I was wondering if you all could go investigate and see if you can help us get our trade routes back up. Me and the Spade Kingdom are pretty close. I'll give you a stamp and a letter of recommendation so you may enter the city and carry on with business.
That sounds manageable. To investigate a trade route and discern whether it can be reestablished. What say you, Bombus? What say you, Great Earl Thunderboar? Master of the bog of the northwest winds.
We'll go back over it. I'll have to show you sometime.
Plap, 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 plap.
Now, there have been problems in the kingdom with a new drug that has come out on the streets called Arcane. I know very little about this drug, only that it is very dangerous.
Just for before we enter the kingdom, do you know what color this drug is?
It
My
can
good
be-
king.
This is why you're my favorite, Earl. It can be red, blue, black.
Oh no!
or
Oh no! I look over and I look at Bobbus, who was picking up blue flowers, and I look at Nunsush and I go, "My great king, this is going to be quite the dangerous mission. But we need these trade routes open. I know how important they are to you, and the H&H will do you this service. Guaranteed, it will make the trade routes wider when we're done."
That won't be necessary. It's a river.
A river, you say?
I do, but have a question then. You mentioned that there's a new drug affecting. Is this new drug affecting us, or is it affecting the Spade Kingdom, Your Majesty?
It's affecting the Spade Kingdom and its people. We know not where it comes from or how it gets there, but we know it's dangerous.
Ah, a curious case, especially since the trade routes are closed. How does it get there? Interesting. Is this something you wish for us to investigate whilst we try to reopen the trade routes?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Are is there anyone that we should meet while we're there? My great king. We need to know is there someone as a point of contact as we enter the kingdom so that we may ask them where they have been seeing the source of these concerns and where we should go, what leads they may have that we obviously don't have within our own kingdom, for we are so virtuous not to be plagued by such an onslaught of disease, truly.
As a matter of fact, there is a contact. His name is Skunk Bog. He is a half orc, but a little smaller than a normal half orc.
Interesting. Where maybe we
I'm
find
sorry,
him?
I have a follow-up question. Is that his government name?
On paper, yes.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt Great Earl Thunderbore of the northeast bog of Masterness.
Higher winds. It's the higher winds, but it's okay.
Higher winds of the northeast westernness.
We'll get it down. This is not a formal occasion. This is
But we're
merely a
before the
meeting of
great
friends.
king.
It's
It's-
pretty formal. But
Great.
It's before the great king. It's the most formal it can be. This is H&H official business. I'm sorry again for interrupting.
Please leave my throne room.
Wait, no, I have more questions. I was asking if Skunk Bog was his real name because I didn't know if that was an alias or if he'd be going by something else whenever we arrived.
Oh, God.
If his name was Skunk Bog, but then we got there and he said his name was Scott, you can imagine what kind of horrible situation that could be.
It is Skunk Bog.
What is wrong with the name Skunk Bog? You
It's
know,
a strange name.
Your name is none such.
That's a common name where I'm from.
Please,
none
please
such. You
just go.
No, unsick my great king. Let us end. This is official business. None such.
I'm so sorry, King, but I have more questions.
Yeah.
Are we worried about reopening the trade routes and perhaps the drug making its way here, or is that what the purpose of our investigation? Is that we're supposed to find out more about the drug so it doesn't make its way to our glorious and illustrious Clover Kingdom?
He just sighs and he's like,
That's a legitimate question.
It is a legitimate question, my king.
thought
I
it
don't
was
know.
Earl,
Why are you so?
Earl, Earl, go to the door.
Plap, 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 plap.
As you say, my king, I would never wish to be disrespectful. I will await while none such finishes his frivolous questions as fairies do so. You are a frivolous being. You are a fairy. We don't even know where you derive. I'm gonna, and I start plopping back to the door.
You saw me arrive. I came through a portal from the face. Okay, so anyway, my great king. So is that the purpose of our investigation? Is to make sure that reopening the trade routes doesn't expose our great Clover Kingdom to such a dangerous drug?
Yes, if you can take out the drug problem and reopen the trade routes, that is the ideal scenario.
Yes, I am sure that that solving a systemic drug problem and reestablishing a trade route between two kingdoms is something that three things could handle within a fortnight or so. So we'll get to that, and we'll do our very best.
Thank you.
Should we provide you a list of our next of kin should we die now, or should we provide that in writing, perhaps? What do you think the protocol for that should be?
He just sets the letter down and just walks away.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll reach and take it. And I'll hand it to Bombus, and I'll say, "Dear Bombus, would you mind placing this in one of your satchels?"
Okay.
The king
Do
is
you
just
do you
looking
take it
out the window.
with your grabber?
No, because you're like at 5 foot height, and like
Oh.
so I just grab it and I put it in one of my vest pockets.
Perfect. Thank you, Bombus. You're so helpful. I love you
Thanks.
dearly. You know that, right?
Thanks, Nunsuch. I love you too.
You're a cherished member of this company. And as we begin walking, I'll kind of half-heartedly throw flowers. It's not nearly as enthusiastic as when we first arrived.
I'll start. I pick some up again.
I want to go up to one of the guards that's right here, and I just want to go, like, now just between you and me, if he's a king, why didn't he put great in front of his name? You know?
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
I got 2 10s with, 1 sec. This is charisma?
Yeah.
You said persuasion,
Uh-huh.
not stealth. I got a 13 total. I am proficient in persuasion.
He just looks at you with the most weird eyes, like, why are you talking to me?
I was just, the great Earl will leave you to your duties, my great sir. Out the door I go. Hooves and hops, we must be gone. Blip blop, blippity blap.
Clip clop, clip clop, clip clop.
You all are doing a great job for your king. A great service.
Yes, a very great job. Well done, everyone. You're all valuable members of this team. I love each and every one of you, and I hope you have a lovely day. And I
So
will exit as well.
Yeah, we out.
this is what the Clover Kingdom looks like.
I like it.
I do this again. So what is this?
That
It's
That's it.
Clover King.
No,
I'm just kidding. Sorry.
That's the Spade Kingdom. This is the Clover
This is about to be very convenient.
so this is actually the king's area. You were right.
Oh. Ooh.
Good guess.
Oh. Oh wait, we're surrounded by water. I may need to take a little dip.
That explains why the trade route was a river. He did mention that. But I imagine that that explains it.
I completely forgot Nunsuch how wet the city was, but it made until we step back out the king's kingdom.
It's interesting what things you remember whenever you're exposed to something for the first time. It's crazy.
It's like I know we've been here a hot minute, but I never really noticed it.
Yeah. We've been here long enough to be the king's favorite contractors, and that's saying something considering how much we just annoyed him.
That's how you know it's true friendship, Bombus. You have to keep, even the great Earl must stay humbled among other beings, as should the king, so he can stay relatable to the people.
That's really
No.
smart, Great Earl Thunderboar.
Oh my gosh, Bombus, I completely forgot you were here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think for a
That's-
moment you might have called me Bombus, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Nunsuch.
It's all right.
I'm
It's
so
all right.
sorry.
Oh,
That's all right. Dear Bombus. Okay, so let's walk and talk, shall we? I don't know where we should
Plip,
go.
plop,
Perhaps we
Flip,
should
plop.
let's see. So
can we
we've-
go get some oats?
I can do
Bombus,
this.
Bombus, we will get you all of the oats for such a. You deserve the oats. You deserve. You've been such a good lad.
Perhaps we should get some oats.
Let's
That
get
is
oats.
that is a great suggestion. Let's go find something to eat
Let's
and let's
go.
talk about our plan over a meal. That
That
is some
sounds-
good double H, some H and H proficiency right there.
Hmm.
All right. As we walk, I'm gonna kind of reiterate that I think that my question about reopening the trade routes and exposing the Clover Kingdom to a drug outbreak could be a legitimate question, and how I don't think the king paid appropriate attention to it because perhaps we had already annoyed him with other questions, and I'm not sure that was a very good meeting.
Maybe that's why he's not great in front of king.
Oh my god. Bombus, I believe you've solved it.
Bombus. Oh my great Bombus, this is why we keep you around. Your insight is invaluable. I never would have thought of it. So I agree. I think he disregarded us. I think he just did not treat us as welcome as he should have. We asked legitimate questions, and
Well,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry for interrupting, Great Boar, but
I'm
legitimate is a big word. Let's dial it back.
For who? For who?
That is too many syllables.
No,
Let's
it's
bring it
not.
back.
No, no. No, my great nuts. We must understand that it was a successful meeting because we got work and we are very hungry.
This is definitely the biggest job that H&H has ever had.
I definitely
mean,
think so.
We solved the great caper of which dog was pooping on Mrs. Nanny Thatcher's lawn. We solved that one. We solved the caper of the school child who was shooting rocks through the windows of the schoolhouse. Let's see. We've also
And
we
we
did win
picked
that
Mrs.
fight.
Nedzet's garden for weeds.
That's a very good point you've raised, Bombus. We did pick those
Bombus?
weeds.
You know what? That may be a garden with some oats. Did it have oats in it the last time we were there?
No, but she made me some oatmeal cookies that were really good.
Maybe we should go talk to her again. Because I
She
don't
might
have a
know
lot of
something.
money.
And she might know something about these drugs.
Which way is
Let's
the
head
other
to a
kingdom?
tavern. Let's head to a
Let's head
tavern.
to a tavern. Yeah, I need the rest. I need to get my daily soak. By the way, as the Great Earl, I need to soak.
Do
I
you
need it.
soak in fresh water or tap water? Or salt water rather?
As long as it's not salt water. Absolutely not salt. But if this is a river, it should be clean. I'm pretty sure.
So do you just carry a bucket with you?
Normally, there's
or-
fresh water around. I can sense it. It's one of my great attributes as the Great Earl. You know, with as being of the Earl of the Great Northeast High Winds, then the high winds guide me to all sources of water in
It's
which I may
Great
replenish myself.
Earl Thunderboar of the North High Winds?
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes, that's correct.
Like that?
Great Earl Thunderboar of the North High Winds.
Great. I'm gonna copy and paste that into the notes so that way I can keep track of it.
Me too.
I think it might have already changed twice, but that's all right.
Yeah, no, it did. I had to recall. I lose myself in the moment. I was so taken. I wouldn't say it in front of the king, but I was totally taken aback by his mere presence. I was so nervous.
Okay,
Me too.
Well, Bombus, I think you did wonderful. I think you just truly did wonderful.
I think you're the king's favorite, Bombus. I really do think.
I
you're the
truly
king's
do think
favorite.
that. I think that's true.
He's the king's favorite because he's quiet.
Yeah.
That also might
I've
be
never,
true.
I've never spoken to him.
And therefore, you are the favorite. It's true.
You know, sometimes your presence says 1,000 words, Bombus.
I thought about
don't
waving
need
to
them.
him, but I got a little scared and I decided not to.
A
That's pretty
wise
bonkers.
decision as ever, Bombus. A wise decision as ever.
I think you would have flummoxed him. What's a
Don't know what that
flummox?
means.
Oh crap! Oh
That's
boy!
too large a word.
What would you
Um,
guys like to do?
Okay, so arriving in the tavern, I'd like to find a table, sit down, and order some food.
What's with these muscular-looking lads in here?
And
What?
ladies.
Who do I see when I come in? Like, who all
You-
do we see? Is this like packed, or is this a fairly like?
It's fairly slow.
Okay.
You guys left the king's place at like 9. Jim, I gotta fix
So
it.
it's kind of like a brunch rush.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, I do love brunch.
I gotta fix you guys' characters real quick. So
That's
like
okay.
hot minute.
Go none such.
Since we're going on an adventure, should we get a map?
Bombus, you just never cease to amaze me. That's truly just brilliant.
Map?
That is so smart. How would we
I've-
even know that which direction to go? You're so just a true genius.
Bombus, you just keeping this whole unit. This is why Hooves is the first H in the team name, Bombus. You are so wise.
Truly, just a miracle. Just a true miracle. I
A
am
blessing.
so glad that portal happened to open very near to that pond that you're stuck in. Truly, a miracle crossing.
Bombus blushes sheepishly but smiles. He's just like overjoyed with the compliments, but doesn't say anything.
The barkeeper's like, what the hell? He seems like a half horse being walk in. He wasn't surprised by a frog. He was more surprised by the horse.
That's racist. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so how much is I want to go up to the barkeep, flip plop. I go, barkeep. I clean up my eyes a little bit. They were getting a little dry.
What do you want?
Oh, my great barkeep. I am the great Earl Thunderboar. I would love to buy a round of drinks for everyone in here, for we also just need some food. Do you also have any oats? A round of drinks for everyone in the house. Everyone deserves to be tended to in the company of the hooves and hops. And for my great Bombus, the centaur, the magnificent, the wisest of our council, needs the finest of oats, if you so have them.
Yeah, we got oats.
So how much for the whole? None such. What would you like to drink, Bombus? A drink for you. What would you like?
I want apple juice, please.
Do you have
No
an apple
juice.
juice? No, are you sure? You could not partake, just squeeze a few. You seem quite strong just based off the sound of your own voice. The tenacity within you, my great barkeep. You could squeeze the juice of a few apples for the great Bombus. We are in the service of a king. We cannot fulfill this service without apple juice.
Roll persuasion.
Apple juice got me.
He goes, let me check the bag. He doesn't move.
It's a man.
He goes, let me check the bag. Doesn't move. Looks you in your eyes. He goes, nope, don't have any.
Bombus, the great barkeep has done the best service he could. We cannot give you your apple juice, but we can get you your oats. None such. What drink will you have?
Hard liquor, I believe.
My great barkeep, my good man, could you? What hard liquor do you have in stock?
We got ogre strength.
Oh, what is it? Ogre strength.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds lovely.
Sounds so low. I will not take that. I would like some fine wine.
You said it's like 10 a.m., right?
Yeah.
It's like 9:30.
We also have fairy fire.
So,
You said you what? You said you have what?
Fairy fire.
What
I'll
is
have
that?
that. That sounds amazing.
It sounds like it would
That's
do
me.
damage to you. Not
Do
such.
you have a centaur fire?
Is he with you?
Barkeep, of course he is with us. He's the great Bombus. Now, I ask,
Bombus.
and I
let
slip
me check.
him. I want to slip the barkeep a gold piece, and I go,
A gold piece.
and I want to whisper. I want to whisper to the barkeep and go, just give him some water. Barkeep, give him some water and call it Centaur's breath. Okay. We need.
I got
Nice, that's-
Centaur's winter.
I hand him another gold piece. That was good. That's a good name. Oh,
And he-
thank you, my great barkeep. Bombus, we have Centaur's winter for you.
Do I get it?
Yeah, I want to buy a round of drinks of fairy fire
A
for
round of
everyone.
Centaur's winter for everybody. Everybody just gets a glass of water. They're like, yeah, H&H. Take a drink, and they're like, what the fuck?
So who all drinks the fairy fire?
I do.
Both of you roll Constitution.
Okay. I'm rolling very average. Is this a saving throw?
Uh huh.
Why you say it like that? I got a 14.
Okay, that passes. Brandon.
So, I would like to say that my first roll in this campaign is a natural 20, and I feel like that sets the tone very well.
dang!
Total
It-
23.
It goes down with ease. Like you were made for this.
I will take the first drink. Nothing like a morning drink. Ah. Oh, how's your Centaur's winter there, my good Bombus?
He puts like ice chunks in there for you.
Oh,
You really
Bumpus takes a
sold
sip and he goes, like trying to mimic nonsuch. I like it.
is it strong, Bombus?
I don't know.
Roll Constitution. You gotta beat a 4.
Great
I
Earl.
rolled- I got a 10, just a flat 10.
Nice.
You're fine.
Get drunk off water.
I was gonna say you get brain freeze.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. That's
it's
funny.
a bit cold. Cause Centaur's winter.
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 Great Earl, do you enjoy the fairy fire?
I do enjoy the fairy fire. It's a little it does burn my bit. It's great. It's very good.
I do such enjoy drinking in the morning. There's something to it that just really gets the day off on the right foot, you know?
You
I
hear the
think there's
barkeep go, the right hoof.
It's a yes, you know,
Oh.
you're quite
Oh.
right. It's on the right plip plap, the right clip clop, or in my case, the right hover. I just quite like it, you know. I think if I were to name this, I might call it Day drinking.
I love that name. I love it's simple.
He goes,
Yes.
"That's mine now. I claim it."
What?
No,
Great
I just
Barkeep.
invented it.
Great Barkeep. You
It's mine
must
now.
explain to us, what is your name? What is your name, Great Barkeep? You have done such a great service. I cannot just call you Barkeep. It's such a lowly title
My
for
name.
someone of your stature. Why are you giggling, Barkeep? This is just your name, your government name, appointed what the king would call you in your very presence.
Under his breath,
My
none such
name.
will whisper to Bombus and say, "It's probably something dumb like skunk bug."
Hardball cough
Skunks
drop.
are stinky.
Wait,
Sorry,
wait.
what did you say?
Wait, what did you say? What did you say? What? I did not hear you, Barkeep. I'm sorry. I'm hard of. I have no ears, just small holes in which to hear through. Let me orient myself. Say your name one more time for me.
Sir Hardball cough drop.
Did you say a hard bog cough drop?
Ball.
Hard ball.
Sir Hardball cough drop.
Sir cough drop. I'm sorry. Let me use your surname.
Yep.
You are
I
but
think
a
it's-
lamb. I love you.
Hardball cough drop.
Yep. One word.
Okay,
Wait, that's one word.
Yep.
all right. I can see what kind of campaign this is gonna be.
Y'all
All
are
right.
gonna make it rowdy. I'm gonna make it rowdy.
What do you mean?
All right. So now that we've established formalities and we've all had a drink in our hand, food is ordered, and we're just waiting on that to arrive. Perhaps we discuss this mission. And I'll kind of like look around a little suspiciously, noting that the table comes up to like here on me. So I'm like looking around. So without flying, like me actually sitting there, it's like because I'm like 1.5 feet tall. So this is like I'm like barely looking over the table.
Meanwhile, Bombus says his knees are like at the table.
Yeah.
No one
So-
is paying attention to you.
That is great news.
They're trying to steer clear of your sight.
That's probably a good decision on their
No.
part.
But why? What's wrong?
No, hey, it's all right. We're here on official H&H business.
You're right. You are right.
Official
Yeah.
H&H business.
Here's your
That's
oats.
exactly.
Yo,
Okay.
oh,
Something more important than a mission from the king has now arrived. Time
Thank
to give our oath.
thank you, Hardball Cough Drop. You have done the H&H such a wonderful service. We appreciate you greatly.
You know what?
Thank
Here's
you.
another round of fairy fire in Centaur's winter.
So kind. I love
you.
day drinking so much.
Day drinking is wonderful.
Perhaps we should get it sewn onto a t-shirt.
I think we should do it every day.
I
You
like
know,
that.
I think that would be a great time.
Could I get a Centaur's winter to go, maybe?
Oh, you want to
Drinking
walk
on
me
the-
down, huh?
Drinking
lock
on the
me down?
road? Perhaps we should call those roadies, no? Oh,
Roadies. Oh, none.
That's fine. I claim that.
I'm
No,
giving, I'm
Hardball
giving
Cough
all
Drop.
me good ideas away in the
Oh.
tavern. All right, I'm having all me shower thoughts in the first thing in the morning. All right, so, all right, let's talk business then, lads.
Mm.
While we eat our oats and the things we other ordered. Excuse me, Sir Hardball Cough Drop. May I please have an order of perhaps carrots and greens?
Please, you guys are my friends. You can call me Hardball.
Hardball then it is.
How long have we known Hardball, by the way? I just want context because
You
we've
met
been
him
in the
this
city.
morning.
Okay.
You gave him 2 gold pieces. He is your best friend.
What's
I was
the-
gonna say.
What's the name of the tavern, by the way, of this inn?
The fish barrel.
Oh, that would have been funny if it was the sack, but that's cool.
It's not too late.
It's not too late.
It's not too
It's
late.
not too late.
My great hardball. Have you
Oh my
ever
God.
once thought? I feel like your name is misleading. You must name it something in which to reflect yourself.
He's
Have
already
you
got the sign carved. Leave the poor man alone.
I just want to suggest it. The man is of well means. Look at his business. He is thriving within the midst
I
of
think
such great
you just
virtue.
paid his mortgage for the next like month and a half.
And because of such payment, have you ever thought of reflecting this to show much more of your personality, Oddball? You could call it the sack. Because this is where everyone comes. We all can join here.
You could call it day drinking.
Or day drinking.
But what
The-
about when it turns into nighttime?
It's the day drinking sack, so
can't-
it's
you
always a
can't
bit
write-
dim.
You can't change the name when it turns to nighttime, can
It's sun up somewhere.
you? You know,
is.
I feel like that.
It is
will
Bombus.
catch.
It is.
You got to chew on that one for a while, Bombus. Perhaps twice. See, that was a good joke. If you know anything about the animals that chew things twice. So I forgot their name, but anyway,
My uncle would do that with his dip, but that's different, I think.
I would agree with that. That is different. All right, let's talk H&H business.
Yeah, H&H business.
All right. So we're going to head to Spade City. No.
Mm.
And then we're going to meet Skunkabug. And once we're there, we're going to confirm that his legal name is Skunkabug. And then
What is
after
wrong
we've
with his name?
it's
What's
a
wrong with his
strange name, and I don't trust people named Skunkabug.
You haven't even
Um,
met the man. You have to
I-
meet him first.
I don't trust him. I generally trust everyone, but don't trust Skunkbug.
My dad told me to give skunks a clear path and don't sneak up behind them and scare them.
Bombus, once again, you have wrinkled my brain. You have given me things to think about when I'm not talking.
When do we go on our adventure?
Whenever
When-
none such is done with the planning. I apologize for interrupting.
No apologies necessary. So, Bombus, I think that your idea of getting a map, I think that's a good idea. We need a map between Spade City and here, and I think we need to. How much gold do you all have left over from picking the weeds outside of the old lady's house?
23.
You have 23
I
gold.
have 23, humbly 23 gold.
Very good, Bombus.
This many.
6.
Is that 6 or is that 15?
Oh, no.
Is it more?
He
So-
pats his
so-
pockets and he puts 6 gold pieces on the table.
Oh, okay. Very good. That's all right. You can keep it, Bombus. I was curious. Do we need to stop off and buy anything before we head out, or are we good to go?
Mm,
I think we should get some snacks for the road.
That's not a bad idea. Perhaps the same place that sells the map will also sell snacks.
You need
For
map
us.
and snacks.
snacks. And roadies.
And
I,
we need a Center's winter for the road.
I got the
Mhm.
snaps for you.
Oh, sorry. Who's speaking to us now?
Hardball.
Oh, still Hardball.
Hardball.
He's a man of quite depth now, isn't he?
I tell you what, I'll throw in the snacks, the map, and a couple of roadies. You can keep that one for 2 gold.
That's a generous offer. I think we'd be fools to turn that down.
Now,
Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
no, none such. You carry on. This is the most. We are always at our most productive with you, none such. I appreciate your leadership in this moment.
Well, I'd appreciate your candor and your ability to improvise, Great Earl Thunderbar. And Bombus, I think that you add a great deal of introspective thought to the group, and I appreciate you for that.
And you guys are my best friends.
You're truly touching. I appreciate you, and I love day drinking with you boys.
I love
I
day drinking.
I love you.
I love
I love you. I love you.
All right, that's a good touching moment, and I feel like I'm learning a lot about the surface from this. All
Oh,
right.
now,
Yeah.
Sir Cough Drop, my hardball. Hardball, I apologize.
There you go. There you go. You got it.
Hardball. One, I feel like as we've gotten to know you more, your voice has become smooth as silk from the rough exterior it once showed. And then, uh, would you mind always keeping a door open for us upon our return journey? We want to, I think we might call this nice, humble abode our home. And I would love to help with the money that I earn, make this into a fine establishment, finer than what we could ever imagine. For we cannot live under these same accommodations once we reach up into the ranks, especially working for the king. And nor could you, Hardball. You deserve to run the finest establishment as you are such a fine man. So, I pray you keep your door open to us, and I will always bring you my best service if you provide me your best service.
Oh, 100%.
Thank you, Hardball. I appreciate you so much.
I'll pull out the 2 gold that he requested for the snacks, the roadies, and the mop, and I'll hand it to him, and I'll hand it to him, clench his hand as he takes it, and say, "Thank you, Cough Drop. I appreciate you greatly, and I know that's probably not your real name, but I appreciate it greatly, and I'm suspicious, but I'm very much appreciative of you.
That is my real name. I can promise you that.
I don't believe you, but that's all right. And here's your 2 gold. Thank you. Thank you for your help. You have aided the king and the kingdom."
What does the map look like, by the way? Is
Just
it like a
crayon
crown
map.
drawing?
It's exactly. It's like
you
Spain
guys
Kingdom.
you guys actually get a map leading to where
Nice.
you need to go. It's just pretty much a forest you have to cut through, and then if you pretty much follow the river all the way there, you'll get there.
Okay, but I need to soak. I legitimately need to soak in water for an hour.
Perhaps we tie a small rope to you, and then we put you in the river, and as we
Yeah.
walk beside it, we just drag you along.
Well, I was going to say that while you guys go and venture and if you wanted to get any other supplies or if you had anywhere else your farewells, wills to write and such, I could take a dip in the river. You know, it's good to say farewell to home before, departing on such a dangerous quest.
That actually reminds me, we should write down the names of our next of kin, so that should we die a horrible, gruesome death, that our next of kin can be alerted.
Hey, Bombus, you could put me down.
Bombus, don't do that. Bombus,
Bom- You want to be best friends, Bombus?
Hardball, don't take advantage of the centaur unless you want to get the hoof. We are hooves and hops.
I'm trying to give my hoof a helping hoof.
I'm
Double
sorry,
H.
Hardball, but I already have 2 best friends, and I can't have more than that.
That's truly touching.
Limited edition, Hardball.
I'll pull out. So
Know
I
your
have,
place.
I have like a little notebook that I've been like occasionally like scribbling little notes in, and so I'll pull out 2 little pages out of the back, and I'll hand it to these 2, so that they can write down their next of kin if they want something like that.
Yeah, I will write down my next of kin, basically, in preparation as we are traveling through a forest, obviously on a dangerous trade route that's been closed.
Bombus writes down Mom and Dad, Feywild.
None such. You may have to help Great Bombus. I'm not as familiar with the Feywild.
Oh yes, of course. Here, Bombus, let's see, what's your father's name? If you say Dad, I'm going to be very upset.
It is. I have it written down here.
Dumbledore.
The other centaurs call him Atticus.
But you call him Dad.
Yeah, he's my dad.
That checks out. I think in my heart of hearts, I knew you would say that. But that's all right. Okay. So, Atticus, and your mother's name?
Maria.
Very nice. That's a lovely name. Atticus and Maria. Very good. And I'll kind of write that on there. And as I write it, like, it is clearly child's handwriting. It is not good handwriting at all.
It matches about what. That's about what a Bombus can do as well.
Yeah,
It's just-
like I am holding the pen like very clearly, like in the fist position. Like it is not elegant at all.
I pull out my signet ring and some wax, and I sign my name in the most like, but like it's not signed like the full name. It's just GET. It just says "get" at the bottom, and then I imprint the signet ring on it. And the signet ring is just like it's a silver ring with like a fly in the center of it, and I just stamp it with the signet ring.
That's quite interesting. I like it. And I like that your initial spell "get." I hadn't quite put that together yet.
So, before you guys left the king's palace, he had some gear waiting for you as well.
Oh, really?
Oh,
So,
That's
so
quite
like,
okay.
you guys would have had that going out.
Bombus
Well,
is
that's-
probably carrying it.
Yeah.
And it's like rations and such like that,
Mm-hmm.
and a map.
No, you got the map from Hardball.
Hardball.
Perhaps a diamond.
What? my great, none such. Why would
I was
we
just
need a diamond
curious.
for- we
None
don't
I
need
was
a
just
diamond.
curious.
None
Let's
such,
walk humbly.
no diamond. There it is.
I was curious what the king had outfitted us with, and perhaps he gave me a diamond, or perhaps a great flaming sword of some sort. I don't know. I
Did
was
he
just
pack
curious.
some snacks?
He did pack you some oats.
That's very considerate. Now I feel bad for annoying him.
I don't think we annoyed him at all. We did our service. He knew we were coming.
Did it occur to anyone that perhaps the king is requesting that we go to another kingdom so that he might be rid of us?
That's
I'm
the most
becoming-
ridiculous idea I've ever heard. Why
Do you
would
think
anyone
he
wish to be
doesn't
rid
like
of us?
me?
No,
I
not
think
you,
he-
Bobbas.
I don't think it's about you, Bombus. I don't think you've ever said anything to him. I think it might. I'm fearful it might be me.
No, I think I know. Look, no.
Well, sometimes the other centaurs didn't like me, but I didn't say anything to them either.
Well, that is
Bobbas, roll
because they
wisdom.
have.
Oh,
What did you say,
wisdom?
Connor?
Roll wisdom.
For Bombus?
Yeah.
12.
Take a d6 of psychic damage.
Oh no.
Why don't you roll it for me, DM?
Bloodied.
Bloodied.
You take 3.
He got in his feelings.
I did get. He starts spiraling.
I was gonna let it slide with the king, but then you brought up the other centaurs. I'm like, he has to be hurt.
My dear
Oh,
Bombus,
no.
you must not think
Bombast,
of those
dear
treacherous,
Bombast.
smooth-brained centaurs back home. They know not of what they speak. They do not know your greatness. For most people, do not know greatness for when it walks in the room. They only know it once it's gone.
They only know it if you put it in your name. That's why Earl Thunderbore had to put it in his name, so that everyone would know as soon as he started talking.
It's also because I am actually quite great.
See?
Are
He
you
started talking.
You hear
Um,
one of the other orcs go, "Is that a fucking toad?"
Excuse
My
me.
whole demeanor changes, and he goes, "Wow,
He said-
Excuse me,
He said the T word.
Toad.
So
Do you wish to dishonor my entire family? I come from a noble line of the Grung.
I will go ahead and cast I'll go ahead and cast pardon me, Druidcraft, and I'll cast some flowers out, and I'll say, now everyone, there's no need to fight. We're all just day drinking in the morning. So why don't we just have a nice sippy sip of our Centaur's Winter, and we'll head our separate ways. And I'll kind of like nudge the two members of H and be like, we should go, and be like, grab your roadies, and I'll kind of like down my drink really quick, the second one, and then I'll be like, and kind of hover up and be like,
Roll
it's time we
Constitution
departed.
I
and roll
Well,
wisdom for you.
well, I was going to say I'm just gonna throw a glass at
No,
this dude.
shit.
I'm gonna go nunsuch. This is nothing. He dare slight the H&H. They disrespect Bombus. They disrespect us. I am not a mere toad. They cannot disrespect the company in the name of the king. And I throw my shot glass.
Roll to hit.
We must get down with the common people if they wish to treat us as such.
Perhaps and then like the glass is already flying across. the room.
Yeah.
What'd you
DM,
get on
is there-
your
What am I rolling?
Constitution? Roll wisdom.
Oh, I'm rolling wisdom for you too. I had a dirty 20 on my constitution.
Okay, you keep it down.
Is
Hell
this a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah,
Oh, that's quite good.
I got an
dirty-
8. I got an 18.
you lose your shit.
Oh no, I have a dirty 20 on my wisdom as well.
Yeah. I wanna roll to hit him with my shot glass. Can I roll? Can I hit him? Can I see
Yeah.
if I hit him?
Roll just pure strength.
Is
I'm
there
good at that.
A dark, shadowy corner that Bumbus can hide in.
I got an 18 to hit.
I will say you can. Bombus can go hide over here on the stairs,
This giant ass centaur just. Boom.
and it was this guy who called you a toad.
That bitch.
So you got an 18.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect this to happen already.
Okay. Is there any way that I can do something about this?
Roll persuasion with the stankest disadvantage.
Well, can I cast a spell?
Sure.
I'd like to cast. Yeah, I think that's worth it. I'd like to cast sleep on the wee frog.
Go ahead.
All right. I rolled in D&D Beyond. How much HP do you have?
32.
God damn it! Nope, you didn't go to sleep. I rolled 25.
Whoa.
Should have done it to the other dudes.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it.
Roll
Yeah,
initiative.
This is not the way you get down with the common folk.
This is how common folk act, none such. You must understand. If you,
Oh, I did
it's a
very
dominance display. It's
I
a
did very
dominance
poorly.
display.
I don't think. Okay.
Bombus is gone.
I rolled a 20.
20, huh?
Wow.
I'm moving your characters real quick because two of them scattered. It's just him and the barkeep left. So do with that what you will. I need my notepad.
Grace, hey. Come here.
Okay, 15 through 20.
20.
18.
Brandon.
It'll be a minute for me.
He got a natural 20.
That's very nice.
Hmm.
I have a 5 total.
Okay. I didn't think we'd get here.
This
That's
is
supposed to be relaxing. All right. He's going to go first. He's going to come up to the frog. Yeah. He's going to straight up punch you in the face if he can.
That's fair.
Okay,
fair.
never mind. He got a natural 1. He
Okay.
shit on the floor. He is prone.
Somebody did a bit too much day drinking.
Uh-huh.
Shouldn't have called me Toad. It's
Jim, your turn.
okay. I'm gonna hit him just with an unarmed strike.
With the flab of your foot.
You have
Which-
A splat.
I have advantage, you say?
because he's prone.
Yeah. I got a 13.
Just hits.
Yes.
Fighting like a random dude.
I got a oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me roll a d4 plus 4.
Are you get a D4?
Yeah. plus
Dang.
4. I'm a monk. So
That's right.
6 points of unarmed damage, and I just come down with the flap of my foot across his face. But as I do, I lean forward and I put like one finger on him so he can feel the poison like of my skin, and I go, "My good sir, toads cannot do what I can do. I would watch your words next time and submit to yourself right now."
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
G, your turn. Bombus.
I'm hiding.
That's your turn.
That's the turn. I'm in the
Brandon.
dark. I'm in the shadows. I'm hiding.
um. 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 I would like to I would like to flutter into the middle over here, and I'll just hover over here and I'll say I'll go ahead and cast I'll cast Thaumaturgy on myself, which will greatly enhance the power and volume of my voice, and it's up to 3 times the normal volume, and I will just say, "Great Earl, that's quite enough. Get your fucking foot off of that man."
Roll. Well, do you get your foot off of him?
Yeah, I'll take my foot off him. I can make another wisdom save since it is in my character that he really hates being called a toad. I could either make another wisdom save, or I will just honestly at this point, because I've kind of made my point, I'd take my foot off of him.
Okay.
Is it like dead quiet after that?
Yeah, it is silent.
In the silence, you just hear.
Forgetting that Thaumaturgy is still active, I'll kind of turn over to the dark corner and just go, Bombus, it's quite all right to come out, and it comes out more like, Bombus, it's quite all right to come out, and it just like thunders through the hallway, and I'm like, oh shit, sorry, and it just like keeps going. I'm like, oh fuck, and so anyway, I'll finally deactivate it, and I'll just be like, my dear cough drop, we're going to be leaving now. I'm quite apologetic for the disturbance and for the loss of customer. I'll set another gold down on the counter, and I will hover out the door.
So, do you guys make your way to the Spade Kingdom?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Our graceful
When we're
exit.
outside, I'm gonna slap him across the face. I'm gonna be like, "Great Earl, slap! You quit that. You've got to get yourself under control. We're H&H, and we've got to be professional."
I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. You must understand, none such. It is the utmost of highest disrespectful comments to be called a toad.
I understand. People have been calling me a wee. I won't even say all the things they've been calling me for my whole life because I can't think of them right now.
You've
But
only been here
I've
for
been
so
told-
long.
I know, but we're back in the Feywild. I've been called all manner of terrible things. You've got to let it slide off your back like you're a slippery frog, and you've got to be all right with it because we are H&H. We are hooves and hops. We are professionals.
I need everyone to make a perception check.
I will compose myself next time, none such. I will do better in the future. I apologize for my general behavior. It will
That's
not
quite
happen
all right.
again.
That's good, and I appreciate that, and I'm sorry for scolding you. I love you dearly. You're a great, great companion, and I'm sorry that I had to resort to such loud behavior.
No, I need it from time to time. I lose myself from where I came. I was too spoiled. That's why I am here now. I need to be one with the common people. That is one of my goals on this adventure, to be more acclimated with the common folk.
That's a noble goal. Beating the shit out of the common people isn't quite getting in touch with them, though. So I understand why you need a little bit of direction and help. Bombus, you're beautiful. I love you.
I love you guys. I don't like it when you fight.
You're quite right. You're quite right. We shouldn't fight. And we're not going to. We're not going to
No,
resort to
no,
violence on each
we-
other.
Yes, I put that behind me, Bombus. I apologize for such rash action to have left me.
Are
You're
you
right.
guys
Mom
still
and Dad
friends?
shouldn't fight. Yes, we're great friends, and I would hug him, but he'd poison me.
Yeah.
I apologize. I can't control that aspect.
That's all right. You don't have to apologize for who you are. I love you dearly.
My
Thank you.
dad says the same thing. Never apologize for who you are.
That is right, Bombus. Especially you, for you are perfect in every way.
You
Yes.
guys are perfect.
This is beautiful. I love it. All right, I rolled a 10 on my perception.
15.
21.
What the Bombus?
Bombus and Earl, you hear
I immediately hearing that, I stop none such and I go, none such. Do you hear the disturbance? And in a low whisper, and I go, Bombus, none such.
Bombus jumped into the closest shadow, which might be y'all's.
None such. I believe none such. We should follow Bombus's lead. Something sounded quite menacing up ahead.
You're quite right. But I was taught that diplomacy is always a good initiative to take. So here, I'll try talking to it.
Okay, you try talking to it. You are the, you do that. I'm gonna go join Bombus and make sure that he is okay.
You know, upon further reflection, I've decided that perhaps we should not talk to it because, because I'm now feeling a sensation that I can only describe as fear, and I think that hiding, like Bombus suggested, is probably the smartest thing.
I need you guys to roll stealth.
Yep.
That's a great suggestion.
I will use 2 key to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Oh,
damn.
nice.
Okay.
And he's out
No
of key.
druid, no druid, no problem. Yeah, he's got one more.
I got 1 left, baby.
So-
So we have a plus 10 to stealth.
This is a group check.
Nice. Very
Y'all need to
nice.
be a 15.
I got 29.
Damn, you did better than me. 27.
All right, y'all just pass, okay?
Wait, I haven't given you mine.
Just get there.
31.
What? We're the stealthiest motherfuckers.
Wait, I would like to give appropriate credit where credit is due, because Great Earl has added a plus 10, and I rolled very well, but I am not normally very stealthy.
Don't sell yourself short and such. Sometimes I don't even know you're there at all.
I'm going to
You-
roll for these goons and see if they spot a 31.
You guys are really sneaky.
I think you're the sneakiest. I didn't even see you
think
depart from our party.
Much snakier.
Yeah. Especially for
Okay.
how large you are.
What do you guys do?
What do
I'm
we-
just waiting to see what comes out. Like I assume we try and like sneak because I cast pass without a trace, and it's just like this dark silhouette casts over us. It's like a shadow drapes over us as we get into the brush. Right? That's how I imagine pass without a trace for me. As it stands from
Mhm.
my hands like a black ball that I cast, and it expands over us like a great blanket.
It covers our scent and our tracks as well, so we can walk places, and it's much harder to track us. But I don't really walk. I kind of hover a bit above the ground.
Flip flop.
So are you guys going to...
Yeah, we'll progress
Move or-
stealthily. I like to kind of move up a bit, and kind of keep my eyes out for what could be coming. Maybe perhaps up here.
Maybe I look at Nunsuch and I go, maybe Bombus should take the look before us. He has greater aspect of height, and he is so well adept to the forest as he has come from the Feywild. Bombus, I believe this is your time. This is lead us in this environment of which is, not of my own aquatic nature, but these woods, I think, call your name, Bombus, to lead us and show us what your eyes see that we cannot.
I agree. Although I will say I also come from the Feywild.
I look at Nunsuch and I whisper and I go, I just want Bombus to feel loved. Nunsuch, you are so qualified. You are the most qualified individual.
No, you don't need to qualify it. Bombus is greatly loved, and he's quite suited for this job. He is the best man for the job. I do believe it.
Bombus is sweating.
Got this, Bombus. We support you. We are here right behind you.
Bombus, I will literally die for you.
That's why we wrote our wills. We wrote them, but we just wanted to include you. We will make sure nothing ever happens to you, Bombus.
I did not write a will. I merely wrote my next of kin.
I wrote a whole will.
Oh, I think I should go and revise mine. But now it's not the time. Bombus,
Now's
we
not
believe
the
in you,
time.
and we will not die right now.
No, this
Probably.
is perfectly. Show us what you see, Bombus, and report back.
Okay.
But stay within 30 feet, because that's how far past Without a Trace goes.
Yeah.
Don't go too far.
Yes, the aspects of this spell of which I have cast over you, it will stop at the 30-foot mark. You will see the edge of it upon the precipice. You must stop. Do not pass any further, Bombus.
So Bombus will stealth up about 30 feet. Does he see anything?
You don't see anything yet, but you give me a perception check.
Another one.
Another one.
All right, not as good as the last one. Plus 8 is 13, plus 10 because I'm still within pass without a trace.
Is that stealth or
It's
perception?
perception.
Oh,
It's perception. It
Oh,
doesn't
I'm so
add to
sorry.
perception.
My fault. That's bad. 10.
Nice.
You hear crunching.
Are there any? Do I see any like little animals near me or nearby?
Oh no.
That's not good.
Hmm,
Is there a fly
I'm
around?
a step back, and I go. There was the there was crunching. I didn't see anything else.
If you want to hear for flies, give me a perception check.
I will. I will.
While he's rolling for that and trying to catch a little bit of a snack, I'll pat Bombus on the like mid thigh, and I'll say, "That's quite all right, Bombus. You've done your best. You've done your best for now." And I'll cast a guidance on him, so that he can add a D4 to his next roll.
I got a
And I'll-
19.
Damn.
You hear buzzing. You hear it right here
Right where?
from pinging. Can you see it?
Nope.
No.
Make sure you're
Oh.
on the token layer.
Yeah.
You're right.
There we
There
go.
it is. Nice.
Nice.
Mm. Okay, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to interrupt you, Brandon. That was
No, you're
bad.
right. I was just trying to do a little bit of guidance casting whilst you were looking for flies. Very good. Bombus, perhaps this time we kind of advance with you a wee bit. No?
Mm.
I would like that.
There's also snackies for me, the Great Earl. Yonder this way. I propose we go in this general direction.
All right. If we're on the hunt for flies after we heard a great roar, then perhaps that's something we could do.
I have found that most of the time where there is flies, there is also residue of other great beasts or corpses, a past meal, a passing of lunch, so to speak. So maybe we may be able to identify what is within our area. It is not merely of selfish ambition for the flies, but I pray we go chase them down.
Great Earl, can I take out my bow?
Oh, absolutely, Bombus. You don't need permission to pull out your bow.
Oh yeah.
That is
okay.
your own bow. You are the centaur of your own items.
He pulls out his longbow and not just like those big ass arrows from like Lord of the Rings that like peppered Boromir that just look like tree trunks.
Big ass arrows.
Just those big ass arrows. He's just like ready to. He's ready.
So I'll move over here because I honestly just really want these flies. But also I want to stealth. I move stealthily. Quiet
100%.
hops.
So I'll say right about there is good enough to see.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta remember how I did this.
What is that?
Oh, oh dear.
Bombus.
Y'all see two fucking owlbears.
Yo.
But I know I've been saying it a lot. Give me one more perception.
Okay.
All of you.
It's all right. And don't forget, Bombus, you can add a D4.
Thanks, none such.
It's my absolute pleasure.
A 7.
I've got a 26 on perception.
24.
What the?
That is very good, Bombus.
That is good, Bombus.
So-
Bombus' best eyes.
You tell two things. There's a dead body, first of all, that
I
they're
didn't-
munching on.
I just see flies.
That's where the flies come from. And secondly,
Eyes on the prize.
you all can tell that these owlbears were fighting over the body. So they're
Mm.
looking a little bloody.
Ooh.
I think he's dead.
He is dead, Bombus. That's very good.
What do you all do?
Oh, Bombus, you already have your bow out. Why don't you practice taking some shots at the owlbears for we will be their next meal. Or we could pass and let them mind their business with their meal. But
What
I
if-
wonder where are we in our journey, by the way? How far into this forest are we?
You guys are almost there. You're probably about an hour or two walk
Okay.
away.
So because I know this, I go, but we are fairly close to the city of Spade. If this is one of the civilians, it may be worth checking on the body to see if it is one of the civilians from that city. And maybe, just by chance, he may have some of the drugs upon him. He may have some writing upon him. And if anything, his loved ones must be told we cannot. I do not feel comfortable leaving a body to be lost in the woods under an the mouth of an owlbear, never to be heard from again, especially if he has a family.
Oh,
True, but I'm sorry, Bombus. Please go ahead.
no, it's okay. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say that disrupting the hierarchy of a, natural predators and perhaps dispatching both of them might be um, might be disadvantageous to the natural ecosystem. But that's a lot of big words, and I'm not sure I know most of them.
I will be honest. I think my people are a part of it, and we tend to be the prey of the owlbears.
Oh, so you just don't like owl bears?
I really don't. It's nothing personal. They eat us. We fight back. Like it's the best we could do.
Are the owlbears acting funny at all? Like at
No.
all? They're not. It's pretty
They're
natural.
acting aggressive over this food, though.
Well, it's not a bad idea though to check the body and see if there's see if it's perhaps a civilian or if there's any signs of drugs. Perhaps a civilian wandering in the woods by themselves is a sign that maybe they were influenced.
Maybe
a
his mom is
civilian.
looking for him.
That's true.
Oh, that's true. How what a
Mm.
sad sight that could be. All right. Well, let's do what we must.
Okay.
Could you
Oh my gosh, big din din.
maybe we can just scare them away? None such. You could yell at them. That scares me.
That's true. That is true. None such. You were quite the intimidating fairy that I have ever once. You sure set me straight. You did. You set me quite straight. I've never.
You haven't kicked anyone since then. That's true.
And I do not
Um,
want to follow up by immediately after kicking someone. I do not wish to go spear the owlbears without, trying to make them flee.
Well, we can give it a whirl, but I would greatly appreciate it if you two are ready to perhaps engage with the owlbears just in case they do decide that they'd rather not be intimidated by a fairy.
For
No,
self-defense.
self-defense.
Yes, I'm not sure if that legally applies whenever you invoke an attack, but nevertheless, I
So
agree.
none such in the culture here, as far as I'm aware. Monstrosities do not fall under self-defense rules.
Oh,
They're
from a legal perspective.
From a legal perspective, they're fair game.
Oh, okay,
They're
that's
legit a
fair.
wild animal.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. And we don't need like a hunting permit or nothing.
Mm-mm.
No.
As far as I'm
Okay.
aware, I am not as well studied over here in the Kingdom of Spade. But as far as I'm aware, monstrosity is fair game.
Well, I mean, if it's fair game, and I'll go ahead and activate thaumaturgy, and I'll call out. Pardon me, Albars. God and Git. Yes, you heard me right. God and Git. And I'll
Okay.
see what kind of reaction there is.
Okay. They just look up at the fairy.
I'm in the bush now.
It's working. I think it's working. I would like to assist in my own voice, and I go, "The Great Earl Thunderboy wishes not to harm you, Great Owlbears. You must disperse."
Roll
Oh,
initiative.
okay.
Something tells me that it didn't quite work, but the positive is I'll think about it and come back. I don't know the positive yet,
We
but I'm
tried.
sure
did
there is
try.
one.
They were
You're right.
non-negotiable.
You're right.
Non-negotiable.
You're right. And the true treasure was a journey along the way.
It was. It was. We tried our best.
Um,
We tried diplomacy. They wanted none of it.
None of it.
None of it. They wanted none such of the diplomacy.
Okay. 15 through 20.
That was gold.
That's my name. I've got a. Oh no, sorry. Nope. You said
Hey.
13.
No one 15 through 20.
None such luck.
10 through 15.
I
I've
got,
got
a
a
tw-
13. Sorry.
12.
All right. 5 through 10.
I got a 5.
Cool. All right. Who's ready for combat?
Yeah, boy.
Each square is 5 spaces.
Okay.
So just make that pretty clear. So Owlbear goes first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Actually, let me just do one of these. That's a smarter play. Oh, wait.
You have to click off the measure tab too.
This is awful.
It's okay.
Ignore me. I'm just a coward.
I
would
want to
never.
look at Bombus and Nunsuch, and I go, it seems Nunsuch that your voice had no deterrence upon the owlbears. I don't think we need to stay under my protection of this spell. I believe we should depart and give ourselves some space. Um, I need melee range, but with Bombus and his bow, I wish for them to not get close to him. I would rather aggro upon them.
I wish them not to get close to me either.
No, Bombus, we will not let them get close to you. I will stop them before they ever get close.
Okay. Who's next? On initiative, it is Brandon.
All right. So let's see. I think that perhaps we can. Let's see how far apart are these great and majestic creatures. Too far. All right. I would like to, as an action, I would like to cast Bless at the first level upon all the three of us, so that we may all be blessed by Illustra's light, the great silver moth, and we may all have a D4 upon all of our rolls, for attack rolls and saving throws. And I'll say a brief prayer saying, Great Illustra, please bless us. Bless us in our rolls. May we hit our targets true and straight. May we May we have a great time doing so, and may we all emerge victorious. Thank you, amen.
And
And
follow the
um,
light.
and a little silver moth will flutter down and land upon each of you upon the tops of your heads.
Oh.
And with that, I believe that's all I really want to do.
On instinct, I try to eat the moth.
No, don't eat
It-
yes. So I will concentrate upon bless with each of us, and that is all I'm going to do. That's it for
Okay.
me.
Next up, G. Bombus, the man.
Bombus is gonna. Oopsie. Don't do that. Ignore that. Ignore that line. I thought I was on the wrong thing.
It's all good.
Okay. So Bombus, that owlbear kind of charged, and that kind of spooked him a little bit. 5, 10.
If you hold Alt, you can place your character actually in one of the squares, and it won't snap.
Oh, look at that.
Very nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just moved my character a bunch. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. I'm not stressing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move. I've got plenty of movement for this. So I was here. 5, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then I will take a shot.
Okay.
Now, let me read this real quick. I have Dread Ambusher,
Oh my god.
which means at the start of my just for my first turn, I get I can move an extra 10 feet. I just want to be within 40 feet. Yeah. And then I get an extra attack, but we'll get there when we get there. So all my attacks are going to be with sharpshooter unless I really say otherwise, but they're all going to be sharpshooter
Okay.
with my longbow. And I'm going to attack the one that kind of scared me. That one.
Okay.
And so I will roll to attack. First attack, 8.
Misses.
So Bombus like draws back, but it's like all over the place, and he just lets loose and it just swings wide. My bonus attack,
Did you add a bless to that?
I did not add bless to that. I don't
Add-
think it would matter, but I will
You-
add bless to that.
You bless up to 3 creatures. The target can roll a d4 and add the number to an attack roll or saving throw.
So I'll roll that, and that was a 4. So 12.
Just shy.
Okay. And then second attack. This is the only time I get a second attack. Plus 3 is 15. Plus the D4, another 4. So 19.
Just hits. I'm just kidding.
So
This is
yeah.
the toughest owlbear I've ever seen.
So this one, Bombus kind of like slows his breathing. He's like, and then he like closes his eyes, like kind of sticks his tongue out and like kind of shake it, and he goes, "Bah!" And then it hits, and he's like, like he just hit it. And that is what are longbows? D8? Yeah, they are a D8. So D8. That was pretty good. 11 plus 10. Oh, and I get an extra D8 of damage because this is the extra attack.
Okay.
Damn. 29 total points of piercing damage.
Oh my god.
So
Okay.
yeah,
You looking a little bloody there.
fly straight and true. And you hear Bumba swear, oh, I got him. Ah!
Amazing.
And,
Next up,
yeah, that's all I got. Oh wait, I'll No, I should have done it earlier. Pass.
Your dog. Look at the dog. None such you have a friend.
Oh, it's turkey.
He wants me potatoes. He's after me Lucky Charms.
No.
What do you want? You can't see the corgi. She's right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
so that's all that owlbear can do.
They dash.
No,
So
they
what do
do-
they look like when they're running? Like, describe it to us. Like when they're coming after us, they're just like brushing through. Like, what's the size comparison? Since I'm so small, like, what are these owlbears looking like?
So these, I'm trying to describe this. They look like. Seen the trailer for Cocaine Bear?
Ooh.
That's what it looks like when they're running.
Yeah.
And they look fucking massive and bloody from eating that fucking corpse.
Oh, so just on like the outside of them, they're just still coated in fresh
Oh
gore.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That's all that one can do. All right, Jim, your turn.
Okay. I approach them and I go, Bombus, none such. You have aided me for so long. It is now for my time to prove my worth to you. I will aid you. I will fell the owlbears. I will keep them away from you at all costs. What are the diagonals? Are they 10 or 5?
5.
I just run up to the. Which one's the bloodied one?
That one.
I look at that one. I go, Bombus, your kill is yours. I would never deprive you of this.
Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill
I
it.
will. Bombus, take heed. You are a great shot. I know. You may fell this great beast. I will take this one as my own trophy, and I will strike it with my spear.
Okay.
That was amazing.
It's a 17 to hit.
Just barely.
Shit.
Just barely.
God damn.
Make a Constitution saving throw. As the tip of my spear, along with my own coating of poison, as in the midst of combat, you see it start to pour out onto my back. My pores begin to excrete my poison.
He fails.
Does he really? It's a
Yeah.
DC 12.
He got an 8.
Damn. That's 2d4 poison damage.
Okay.
So the poison sits in the owlbear. 5 points of poison damage and 10 points of piercing damage. So 15 points total.
Perfect.
As my spear just, I'm way smaller than him, and I'm like shooting for the neck. I'm like, yeah, as it's coming in, one to bar it from trying to come down and bite upon me with its owl head and its talons. And as I said, they were my foe. They eat my people. Trying to keep its head at bay, I strike at its neck.
Okay.
Shit.
I like it. We're back to initiative order. This is owlbear. Gonna come after the frog. So he'll. Does a 13 hit?
It does not hit.
Well, he's got multi attack. What about a 21?
Yeah,
Barely.
that'll hit. That'll hit.
Okay. I threw
Oh,
in
I
some
totally
heavy
forgot.
boys. I told you I was gonna play around. You take 16 points of damage.
16.
Yep.
I am bloodied.
Okay.
Taking this wound, it gouges me, and I am just like, oh, I fall and I go, Bombus, you must slay the beast. I must rely on you in this moment.
Brandon, your turn.
You've already rained blessings upon my companions. So, what I shall do is I shall go ahead and I shall wish this creature no ill will, but upon the bloodied owlbear, I shall request a wisdom saving throw.
Dude, they're the wisest of the wise.
I'm afraid of that.
You got a 6.
That is a failure.
So which one did you do it on? This one?
On the bloodied one. So
Okay.
is that the one to the north?
This one.
Oh, to the
I
south.
think
Okay,
they should both be bloodied.
that would be quite nice. So I'll go ahead and I'll cast Toll the Dead, and I'll hold out my hand and I'll say, "Begone, foul creature," and you'll hear a faint dong in the background as a bell chimes for this beast, and he will take a full 8 points of damage.
He's not looking too good.
No, I was hoping that would kill him. As a bonus action, I'll cast Healing Word upon my dear Frogget friend, and I shall heal the Great Earl. 9 total HP.
Ooh,
Wow.
thank you so much. I feel it. I like to think that the little moth above me interacts with your healing word and like bestows me with this healing, and it stems down upon me like raining of nice cool water upon my skin. Refreshing. Regenerative.
Yes.
You said 9.
Yes, it was 9 total. That's a maximum roll.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That is as
Bless
good
you,
as I can do.
such.
That's as
Bless
good
you,
as I can do.
such.
I'll go ahead and, knowing that the path ahead can be dangerous, I'll go ahead and myself move forward so that perhaps the owlbears. I don't want to block Bombus's path either, so I'll go ahead and move here. That way, our dear Froggy friend has another chance to, if he needs to disengage, disembark, he can. And I will end my turn there.
Bombus, the man.
Bombus is like really antsy, and his front hooves are like pounding the floor, and like dust is rising up, and he's like, and instinctually he doesn't realize it, but he casts Entangle right here,
Okay.
and it is a strength saving throw. Basically, grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square.
What's the
And
save?
13 strength save. Let me make sure it's 13 before I start. Yeah, it's 13.
Lowest I got was a 15. They both succeed.
Damn. Okay. Worth a shot.
It was.
And then I cannot cast Hunter's Mark if I've cast a spell, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I will just move, and you all can do the next turn.
It's probably me.
25, 30, 40. Probably be like right here. Am I still 40 feet? Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
So it is the owlbear's turn. And I have him just actually gonna look at this real quick. Okay. Bombus. He wants you.
No!
Do we get an attack of opportunity?
Yes, you do.
Ooh. I got a natural 20.
Oh
Max
shit!
damage plus what you roll.
Oh shit!
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I rolled off the table. That was a good roll, though. Look at their stats. Does a 15 make it?
Yes, he succeeded. The poison doesn't do quite what I wish for it to do, as it had already penetrated its system. He has probably grown some resistance already.
Okay.
10 plus 20 points of damage total. Wait, I have a thing because of my piercer feat. So 23 total points of damage.
Nice.
23.
23. I go in and I let the spear, as it was already within him, I just hold on to it with all my might and let him, with his own momentum, the owlbear, pull away and let the spear just drag through him, giving him one last gouge as he begins to depart from me.
Okay. He's looking bloody.
Do you
Mine
smell
was-
that, boys? Oh, I'm
Hmm?
sorry. Go ahead,
Hmm.
not such.
Mine was much less climactic. I rolled a 7. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, none such. And Bombus, they are weak. They are weakening. I can smell it in the air. The flies accrue to them. We have this fight within our grasp.
The owlbear's going to roll and attack Bombus.
Oh, no.
Bombus does a 13 hit.
It does not.
Oh, he's got multi-attack.
Damn.
You don't have to say it like that.
Got a lucky natural 19.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
17 points of damage.
Yeah. I'm bloodied.
I know.
Yeah!
Jim, it is your turn.
I use my last key point to disengage as a bonus action. And when I do that, it let me use my last charge. My jump distance is doubled. My normal jump distance is 25 feet. I leap to Bombus. I go, Bombus, I promised you no harm to you. I apologize for such a slight against you. I will fell this beast. Together, we will end him.
This one doesn't get an attack of opportunity since you disengaged,
Yeah,
right?
I disengaged.
Okay.
And I'm gonna strike at the owlbear.
You have advantage.
Ooh. That flanking though?
Mm-hmm.
I got a. Oh, I have bless. 19 to hit.
That hits.
Yes. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Dude, that Constitution
Natural
save.
20.
Wow.
Ooh. I do 6 points of piercing damage
Ooh.
as I come through, right in the bosom. Just a quick jab, and I go, "Fight me, you fell beast! Steer away from Bombus. He dares not do any harm to you."
He is knocking on death's door. Now it's the owlbear's turn. Brandon.
None such thing.
So be it. I have chosen my fate.
Does a 9 hit?
Believe it or not, a 9 does not hit me.
What about a 23?
That does hit, but I like him to re-roll as I use silvery barbs.
Does another 23 hit?
God damn it! Yes, it does.
Ooh.
Every time.
This is gonna
Every-
hurt. 18 points of damage.
Oh boy. All right. So 18 points of damage, and I will make a Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on bliss. All right, we've got a +3, so it's 18. So I need to make a 10 or better. I did not maintain concentration on bliss. Bliss
Okay.
drops, but silvery barbs can award advantage to one player. So I'd like, as I try to make him re-roll, and I'm like, "No, try again, you foul beast!" And he hits me anyway. I say, "Ah, shite!" And I'll cast my silvery barbs advantage over to this grouping over here, and I'd like to give it to wee Bombus, and I say, "Bombus, save us from these foul beasts."
It's up to you,
That's-
Bombus.
It's
We grow
still not-
weak and weary.
Bombus.
and that's just my reaction.
Brandon, it's your turn.
It's my turn now, is it?
Is
Ooh.
Well, do I have a surprise for you with my one spell slot left at the first level? Well, what I'd like to do,
Suck on these lucky charms.
why don't you please look here? You've never been to Northern Ireland, have you?
get eyes, laddies.
I've been trying to make sure that I stay Irish and not Scottish at all, and that's a bit of a challenge for me because I've got a decent Scottish accent, but I've been trying to keep it Irish. So, with this foul beast in front of me, what I'd like to do. He's bloated, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm going to pull out an old Estes classic, and I'm going to look up to the sky, to the daylight sun, and I'm going to say, "God, I wish you're a moon." And I'm going to call upon Illustré and say, "Illustré, the great silver moth, smite me foes." And I'm going to cast Moonbeam at the second level upon this owlbear in front of me.
You can do that at level 3?
Aye, wee lad, it's a second level spell, and Twilight Clerics begin it.
How
That's
much
some-
damage?
That's some
Yeah.
IRA shit.
I don't think we can say that on stream, but that's alright.
We can
Alright.
say that. We can say.
So, I need him to make a Constitution saving throw.
He got a natural 1.
Then he takes the full wrath of Illustré, and he takes 12 damage.
How do you want to do this?
As the beam of moonlight smites down upon him, I want him to just see in a reflection in his eyes a little silver moth flapping before him as he goes, "Oh," and becomes vaporized. Just some of the feathers and fur burn off his skin for a moment. as he
forest
falls.
fires.
Do what?
Yogi Bear, forest
Yogi.
fires.
Oh, it doesn't start to fire. It's radiant damage. Right,
It was a
Bomb.
good joke.
right.
Bombus.
That's it. I believe that's it for me, lads.
So, if the DM allows it, just for flavor's sake, because it's funny,
I'm not laughing
Bombus,
yet.
Bombus, attacked by this owlbear, has his like hooves up, and he's like, the owlbear's like swiping, and then the Great Earl shanks him in the back, but the owlbear's still like on him, it's like a German Shepherd on like a criminal, And Bombus is gonna take out his little dinosaur chomper. It's also his short sword, and he's gonna start like beating it, like no, no, and he's just gonna start whacking at it with his little chomper sword.
I'll
he uses-
allow it. I will allow it.
Is it still advantage since the monk is behind the
Yep.
owlbear?
I
Mhm.
believe you mean the Great Earl
The Great Earl.
Of the North Highwinds.
of the North
Well-
High Winds.
Well, thank God for advantage.
Same.
How you want to do this?
DM, I'm gonna hand it to you.
DM flavor.
I picture when you pull out the chomper, it's still roaring at you and clawing. You stick the chomper in its throat and you just yank back on the uvula. Just rip it out.
Oh my god!
Oh dear.
I told you guys I was gonna make it challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Bombus, amazing.
you did.
You did great.
Oh
No, that
wait,
was fun.
Bombus had advantage from the silvery barbs, even if he wasn't flanking.
Mhm.
Triple advantage.
Triple advantage.
Didn't
That's
even
what-
need it.
Yep, you didn't even need it.
You guys are out of combat.
Having smited this great foe, I'll kind of flutter down to the ground and kind of be resting on the ground with my little 2-foot buddy and be like, boys, I think this is it for me.
No, none such. I'm gonna run over, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on none such.
Oh no, it's quite all right. I'm fine. I'm just being dramatic.
I cast Cure Wounds.
Roll
Oh.
performance.
Let's see, performance.
My favorite.
You do love performance rolls. Oh, that's really bad. That is a went French there for a second. Sorry. That's a 3, a natural 2 and 1.
The moth looks at you and shakes its head.
The moth's gone. She's not watching anymore.
She's
Yeah.
always watching.
You got 9 points of healing damages.
Oh
Bombus
my
comes over and he's
God.
like, none such, it's okay, I'm here. And he casts his Cure Wounds, where he takes his little chomper thing and like taps you on your chest.
Still got the uvula in it.
Oh. Thank you, Bombus. Come closer. Come closer. And I'll just kind of like gently touch his cheek and just be like with my like tiny little hand. And
I
just
do
be
the
like,
giraffe get down, like I spread my legs real wide. to get, like,
Bombus, I've always loved you.
I love you
I'm
too,
fine.
none such.
All right, I'm probably fine. All right, let's go about our business.
The Great
Great
Earl,
Earl-
I
Great
turn
Earl, how
around.
are you doing?
I turn around and I'm also going to cast Cure Wounds on you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you also get a 9. That's
Wow,
Wow.
it's consistent.
Bombus, you are a horse of many talents. You heal, you provide wisdom. I have never felt such relief other than when the great none such. And that is true. You both have totally earned the title, the Great, just as I have the Great Earl.
you
You
guys
both
were so
are
brave.
great. You were brave. Bombus, I'm so sorry that owlbear got so close to you. I'm so sorry he swiped at you. I'm so
He was
sorry you had to
fast.
bleed in this forest. You deserve none of that harm. He meant nothing by it. He was just a monstrosity caught in his own hunger.
He
You have
was
to
fast, but you were so fast, and then you caught up to him, and you guys were great, and I'm really glad you guys aren't dead.
I look at Bombus, I go, you see this arrow, Bombus? That was you. You saved us. We all together as a team saved ourselves, felled our foes. We fought valiantly. Our first victory upon our great journey for the king. He does not have the great title yet, unlike the rest of you. So let us pride ourselves in this victory and take a nap, a big nap, the
And take-
biggest nap.
I would
Perhaps,
like that.
perhaps we do take upon this nap that you say, but maybe we take upon it not near 3 dead bodies that reek of blood, as it might draw upon more dead, or more things wishing to consume them.
Ah, yes, the scavengers. We must fear the scavengers, but we should investigate the body too before we
Yes,
rest.
yes, you're right, you're right. So I'd like to go over and I'll cast guidance on myself, and I'd like to look over this corpse and see if I can tell a little bit more information about it. Is this a traveler? Is this a drug dealer? Is this a civilian? Is this a perhaps a soldier or a scout?
A centaur?
Is it a centaur? It doesn't try to look like one, but I don't know.
Just the
So-
top half?
This looks
Yes.
like a gatherer, gathering herbs, flowers, all that. Roll investigation on the body.
Right, I'd love to. Alright, let me grab my T4. Investigation, I'm really good at that. No, I'm not. I rolled a 9 total.
A 9. You
Yes.
just find a little letter with like ingredients on it.
She's written down her next of kin. It appears that we should notify Basil and perhaps someone named Thyme, and maybe also someone called Rosemary. No one liked that joke. It's all right. I thought it was quite good.
I thought it was spicy.
Oh no, a third owlbear.
There's a 3-pointer. Oh no, an owlbear.
Another one.
I thought it was spicy. That was good. Great Earl, you might be muted.
Would you guys like to move to the city?
Can I get a feather from one of the owl bears?
You can get
Can-
it.
Yeah.
I'd like to collect I'd like to collect their claws from their great hands.
Well, there's one owlbear left you can collect from. You vaporize the other one.
I didn't vaporize him, I just did damage to him. I just burned off some of his feathers and
He
fur.
had 2 health left.
Alright, I might have vaporized him. I'd
Is
like
there-
to collect his claws so that I can make friendship necklaces.
Fair enough.
Is there any identifiable object on the person, like a unique object, a ring or like a clothing, something with his name on it, or her, like anything that would signify this person, so maybe I could identify them and let others know of this body in the woods outside the city?
You see a ring with a leaf on it.
Okay.
Should we take him with us?
We can't take him with us, Bombus. We must leave him where he lies. It's like the scene of a crime. But I will take his ring. Rings tend to signify just as mine, and I point out the one on my middle finger, and it has the fly on it. It goes, signifies families, households most of the time. It can establish his line and who he belongs to, and we can let them know where to find his body along the way. We may bury him, so they may come to find him, but he may drag us down and also bring along more scavengers that we do not wish to join us in our big nap.
Maybe we should bury him.
We should bury him.
You see a crow pecking at his eye.
Oh, that's gross. Things
I-
don't decay like this in the Feywild. Mostly they just become mushrooms in a matter of moments.
Mm-hmm.
Trees do that here. Trees do that, but not mammals.
Oh, they have to become eaten first.
Are you a mammal?
Yeah, we're all mammals.
I'm
Well,
not sure that's correct.
I don't know. I really don't know what you two are, but you Bombus look like a mammal.
Yes, but I'm not sure you are Great Earl of Thunderbore.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So no
You're
mushrooms
absolutely
for
correct.
you?
No mushrooms for me. I fade
Um,
into the great bog.
Ah, that is what will happen to me. Is similar. Not a great bug, but in fact, the great silver moth will swoop down and take me off.
Sounds
It shall
quite
be the
nice.
greatest journey.
It sounds delicious, honestly.
I pray you do not eat the silver moth.
What?
I
I'll
bet
kinda
the
show
silver
you-
moth is too big for you to eat, Great Earl Thunderbore.
The silver
Nothing's
moth
too
is
big for me.
that's strange to say that phrase, but anyway, I'll kind of show you my dinner plate size shield, and it'll have a silver moth emblazoned upon it. It's clearly been painted by yours truly, and it was definitely drawn with like my left hand in like a child's grasp. It is not well done at all, but it is in silver paint. So the but the silver moth is merely a symbol. Illustrate herself. She is actually a drow. She's a drow woman who walks upon the night. Her great flowing hair covers upon her body as though it were clothing, and the silver moth is her way of communicating with her followers. So is often the representation that my spells take.
Is there none such, the great none such, that we may show our thankfulness? Because even as that silver moth that you mentioned for your god, say the name one more time for me.
Oh, it's Illustrate.
Illustrate. As it
Illustrate.
felt, yes,
Yes,
Illustrate.
that's exactly right.
It felt like the coolest of rains upon my body. I never felt more refreshed than having that moth around me. I would love to pay respects to your god, to your this being. Is there any way in which we could do that?
As you look upon him, none such is clearly beaming with delight that you guys are asking questions about Illustrate. This is literally his divine calling, is to go to the surface and tell people about Illustrate. So he's like, oh my god, I'm doing it. Oh wow. And so he's what? You said you didn't mean it. So he'll say, yes, here, gather around, give me your hands. And he'll say, thank you, Illustrate, for this day. Thank you for the cool rain, and thank you for the wind upon our backs to keep us going forward. We thank you for everything that you've given to us, and we thank you for the night to give us cover, and the night to keep the fields cool. Thank you for everything else, and thank you for the silver moth and its blessings upon us. Thank you, amen.
Yes,
See,
thank
that's
you,
how-
Illustrate. Amen.
That's how you do it.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Illustrate. Do you think Illustrate's friends with Spirit, the great stallion of the West?
I'm
Mustang.
sure. I'm sure that is the case. Illustrate is a great friend to all, except she did get accused of killing her father by her mother, and her mother is kind of a horrible dark god. But Illustrate is quite good.
Maybe she should ask for forgiveness.
Well, she did serve an eternity, or at least a few lifetimes of our measure, in a celestial prison. But nevertheless, she doesn't need to ask forgiveness. She was just accused of the crime.
Oh, well, I bet the Great Stallion and Illustrate, they'd be best friends like us.
I bet you're right. I bet you're right. Now I have a follow-up question. Is a Great Stallion, is it like a full horse or is it a like half a horse like you?
Hmm. I don't know. My dad
Oh.
and some of the herd talk about him, but that's all I know. They thank him like you thank the big moth. And so I thought maybe they were in the same field or something. I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm sure that they're compatriots, and I'm sure they get to hang out every now and then.
That's nice.
So, you guys bury the body, you get the ring, and then you guys make your way to the Spade Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes, let's press on. This kingdom is not shaped like a spade.
Yeah,
Shaped
This
like a square. with
this is a
hole.
beautiful map, though. Connor,
This
you
is a
pick
very good map.
wonderful maps. I love it. It looks wonderful. So where are
Is
we
this-
entering in from?
You
Is this
guys are
the Kingdom
entering
of
from over
Clover?
here.
Oh.
No, this is the speed. Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's
That-
so much
That's a lighthouse.
Mm,
light.
illustrate.
This is the castle.
Okay.
Looking at the map, I see this is marked as a lighthouse. May I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
What is a lighthouse? Like, I know what a house is and I know what a light is, but like, don't all houses aren't they all lighthouses?
Maybe it's like a second sun.
Some houses are quite heavy.
Second sun at night, it shines the way.
Illustrate would
Oh.
like that.
I bet so. Illustrator is like the champion of the night. So, but you think it's lighter than a regular house?
Mm-mm.
I mean, I've never tried to lift a house.
I think it's heavier. I do.
I think it's
It-
I do think it's heavier.
It's
I
a
think it's
heavy-
heavier,
It's a
I think
but
heavier
it's
heavier.
called
house.
a lighthouse. Why would it be
How-
heavier?
It
How's it
shines
not-
light.
How's it not float away?
Yeah,
It-
that's a good
light-
question, Bombus. What I don't understand this lighthouse.
And it's not great either, so it
I'm
can't
gonna
be
throw
that
fucking
good.
elevators in this world. Y'all will go in the up down room.
Not the down room.
While just laying on the floor, arms pressed against the side.
Bob is just
The fucking up,
shits
down room.
himself because he can't go anywhere.
You know what?
Up, down,
He doesn't do well with hardwood floors, okay?
The lighthouse has an up down room. You guys will have to figure it out.
Oh no! That's what we call elevators.
That's so fucking funny. I've never heard that before, Connor. That's legitimately funny.
That's so good. I'm gonna steal that.
Oh man, I'm adding that to the notes.
It's okay. I stole it too. So this is the Spade Kingdom. I know it's 9 o'clock. I know we're gonna wrap up here essentially. Do you guys want to get to the next part real quick, or you want to end off here?
I'm happy to end it here so I can go to bed. Honestly.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's a good stopping point to
Yeah.
kind of end as like we approach the city gates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is nighttime.
Wait, can we see the lighthouse?
Yeah, you see it shining bright.
Wait a second. So they don't mean light as in weight. They mean light as in like a light, like a torch.
The second sun.
Well,
So it's
maybe
like-
we could still try to lift it when we get there, just to make sure.
But if we can lift it, then how does it not float away, Bombus? I think your original point was a fair one.
Well, yeah.
I don't right understand this place. The Feywild makes so much more sense. We have bioluminescent mushrooms all over the place. We don't have to worry about lighthouse and torch house. Why not call it a torch house or a second sun house? This is no, it doesn't make any sense.
You get teleported to the up-down room.
No, I don't want to go there. I'd rather not, actually. I'll behave, I'm sorry.
Trapped. He doesn't know what to do.
All right.
This was fun, y'all.
This is very fun. Connor, did you so this is out of session, but I'm kind of stuck in the accent now. Connor, did you expect this level of chaos in your first session?
Well, when I heard G say, well, and doing the finger thing, I was like, it's going to be a rough.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
And then he said, I have a dinosaur grabber. I was like, oh my god.
He pulled out the dinosaur grabber, and I was like, I've had this idea for Nunsuch since like the very beginning of like being like a little flower girl kind of thing. And then I was like, wait a second, what if I did the Lucky Charms voice? That would be so funny. And I was like, okay, I can't keep that high of a voice this whole time. So it kind of like lowered as we went through session, but I was like, that I think that would be pretty funny. And like literally at the second that Mike went, well, I was like, no shit. I was like, I can't keep a straight face with this. This is too fucking funny. Oh my god, that was amazing. Grey Earl Thunderboar, that was, oh my gosh, that was just amazing, just incredible.
Dude,
Yeah,
Great Earl
I'm sorry.
Thunderboar, he reminds me of like oh crap, I just dropped the name. Sherlock Holmes, like the Robert Downey Jr. version, where he's just like good sir, and he's like, how dare you?
You have not earned the title great yet.
Just like that upper British pomp and like, oh,
That's
it's so
what I was
good.
kind of going for. I wanted to give him a voice, and I just wanted to go for the uppity. Because the thing
pomp.
is, it is a part of the personality traits I wrote where he's like, he doesn't see himself as above the common folk, but he
That's
has
like a grung thing though, is that they do.
yeah
So that
he
makes
has
sense.
but he has no clue how to relate to them. Like zero, because he's noble knight background, and the thing is,
That's so perfect.
I play my characters based off their flaws,
Yeah.
and so my flaw is, unfortunately, I too often hear veiled insults and threats in every word addressed to me, and I'm quick to anger.
Toad.
Yep, I heard it.
Like, it's. I apologize. I'm always super chaotic, but
That was funny. That was
You're
great.
fine.
we're
Yeah, it
like
was so good,
we're such a goofy. We're a goon squad. Like,
dude.
it's nice having none such. I think Brandon, you and I, as players, you and I in social situations,
Top
we
tier.
are two sides of the same coin.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
Like, you are so good, and I am like, boom. I'm just there. I'm so involved, but I'm just not.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna like try and be very like, all right, let's get down to business. The most important thing that we do is confirm if this guy's government name is Skunkbog. Like that kind of thing. Like he's very like, all right, here's the facts. What do we know? This guy's name, there's no way it's Skunkbog. Like that kind of thing. Like very like, all right, let's get down to business.
Coming from the guy named None Such.
Exactly. Like, and that's like, I think that's like how his brain works is very like, okay, let's talk about the complex geopolitical relationship between these two cities and how reopening the trade route might affect the drug trafficking arena. Also, there's no way that guy's name is actually Skunkbog.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We
And so
got
like,
real
yeah.
stuck on that.
Hardball cough drop.
yeah,
I like
exactly.
hardball. And then
Yeah.
like
That was so funny.
I think it was also like with me with the king, my dude is just like he oversells everything.
Mhm.
He's like, we'll make the trade route bigger.
Yeah, we'll make it wider. And he's like, it's a river. Please don't. That would be devastating.
It's like you're gonna end up trading more with yourself.
Yeah. We are gonna make a new river. He's like, please don't. That will devastate the local economy. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. And so I don't know. I think that was really good. And Bombas, like, you did such a good job of like swooping in with like one-liners or just like little things. And like my dad always says to love yourself, whoever you are. Like, there were just so many things like that that I was like, no shit, that's fucking funny. Like,
Oh my
that is
gosh.
so good. Oh my god.
It was so hard to keep a straight face between the voices
So,
and then just the character dynamics.
yeah, that was
Dude,
great.
our whole like, I love you too.
It was so good. Be like, I'm sorry I had to scold you. I'm sorry, I love you. I love you to death. No, I love you. Like, that's so funny. Connor, great job.
That was
Yes.
fun.
Oh my
Managing
god,
that.
dude.
I love the world so far. I think you did a really good job of like pushing us, and I felt like you did a really good job of going, here's what you need to know right now. Here's your direction. And I felt like you did an appropriate job of like checking in and being like, okay, are you guys doing this now? Okay, are you guys
Mhm.
moving to this point now? And like kind of pushing us past some of the stuff that's like whenever we get caught up like talking about, are we going to short rest, are we going to search the bodies, what are we going to do next, and like I feel like you did a good job of like kind of pushing us a little bit. So I appreciated that, and especially with such like a
Yes.
hijinks centric party, I feel like
Yeah.
that was very appropriate.
Especially when we got stuck and we're like, we're gonna write wills.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
next to kin, and then it was like having that NPC there that was like
Goddamn toad.
giving us everything. Well, not him. I meant Hardball.
No.
Hardball cough drop.
Hardball contract. He was there to check in. He gave us what we needed.
Mhm.
But don't be afraid to describe stuff. Like, I want to know what these people look like. I want to know what the tavern looks like. Like, don't be afraid to describe your world and take the time to do it. Like,
Mhm.
I'm in no rush. I love the setting and describe your monsters
Look,
and all that.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When you said you want to go to a tavern, I was like, and I just pulled up a tavern map.
I mean,
Yeah.
you did it. I
You
mean,
did it.
I mean, I couldn't tell. So
It felt smooth. It felt
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah, it was really
Yep.
good.
No, you did it. I mean,
Great job.
yeah, I felt like that was good. And likewise, you don't have to have a map for every single thing. If we say we're going to a tavern, like, and it's like last second and you don't have one ready to go, you don't have to have a map. Like, we can just theater of mind it. You know what I mean? Like, you can just
Mhm.
describe a generic tavern and just be like, oh, you find it, like, you walk down the main street and you see a
Mhm.
sign off to the side. It says Rusty Bucket, and you know what I mean? Like, make up a name or have a list of prepared random names, you know what I mean? Like, and just describe a general tavern or whatever, and just be like, looks like
Yeah.
a run of the mill tavern. The furniture looks a little bit older. The barkeep is a human man.
Yeah.
Looks like he's rubbing some glasses. You know what I mean? Like, there's ways to do it so that you're not like ever panicked or caught off guard. Or if we're like, we want to go shopping, like you can just pull up player's handbook prices on
Yeah.
stuff, and like you don't have to like have a whole shop made up already. You know what I mean? Like, you can just be like, oh yeah, things that are accessible in the player's handbook are available for player's handbook prices. And like, that's
Also,
it. You know?
yeah. Also, the DM's Guild, if you look up certain stuff, they will actually have a list of fairly common, because at level 3, we're only really going to get pretty generic items if we go shopping, because that's what we can afford.
Yeah.
If you
Yep.
actually go to the DM's Guild, you can find, if you look it up, and print for free, because a lot of stuff on the DM's Guild, they just put products out there that you can print. And that's what I did early on. I had a printed sheet of items that you could find at a shop. You don't have to use everything on the list. You can limit it. And in your world, especially with the trade routes closed, there can be more of like, well, it's actually a higher price because we're unlimited.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
you can start to play with it with what you've established as the trade routes locked up. We
Yeah.
don't have as much access to items, so prices have gone up. So it's actually a little harder to get stuff. It actually is a great mechanic for us early on to even be like, it's more difficult to get the items you want, and you may have to haggle, you may have to do favors. So it
Mhm.
sets up a really great premise when it comes to item obtaining if we want a specific thing, like a
Mhm.
diamond or like a potion of whatever. Like
Yeah.
you've set up a great scenario that allows you in the rest of your world to build off of that, because that one problem stems into the entire city and
So
everyone feels the weight of that.
it's funny you mentioned that. I was actually going to do that with health potions. That's why I sent the guy out there to grab
Mhm.
ingredients
hmm
Mhm.
so he can make potions.
I was gonna check on that once we get into next session, and I wanted to kind of like look at it and be like, do I want to look at it and see if does the Great Earl think this is this a normal list of ingredients to make something in particular, or is this something like he
Mhm.
doesn't understand why you would be looking for these ingredients?
Yeah.
Like if it's the ingredients for like magical components, like 'cause there's a
Yeah.
difference between like this is for a health potion and this is for like I don't know, something completely foreign.
An
Like
antidote or yeah,
yeah.
just different stuff like that. And James, I like the way that you said that, and I think that's really appropriate. And likewise, there could also be the inverse of like this city has they have a surplus of like weapons
Right.
because they can't trade it, so they have or they have a
Yeah.
surplus of healing potions, so
Yeah.
they can't get rid of their healing
Mm.
potions. So supply is way up, but demand is way down,
Yeah.
and so they're getting rid of potions for
Yeah.
10
Cheap.
gold each or something like that, whereas normally they're 50 or something like that. So
Yeah.
I
Or
don't know.
looking
There's
for people
yeah,
to ship it. Like looking for
yeah.
people to ship it so they can get it out if they can't go by normal routes. So like we can't go by water, we go by land now. It's like so
Mhm.
you've set up a lot of stuff that you can actually set up really great side quests with this overarching
Yeah,
problem that really we can't resolve on our own. We can't just open up a river, but
yeah,
we can investigate a symptom of the issue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only other thing I would say is like the one critique I would have is when we're stealthing. Stealth is tricky. Stealth is always tricky. If we're hidden and we're waiting for to see what's out there, it's it's okay, especially if like owl bears in this case are fighting over food, to just say you see two owl bears like
Hmm.
fighting over food because we successfully hid, we did the check, and we used to pass without trace. Like we're very well hidden. It's okay to just give those things that would almost be regularly observed
Mhm.
as compared to like rolling 3 perception checks because it takes a little more time. If but that's my only thing that I
Mhm.
would say is like it's okay if we successfully stealth and we're basically communicating to you that we're waiting to see what comes out and what was making the noise if we thought it was approaching. It's okay to it's not going to ruin that moment,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Um
And I think judging that and like when's an appropriate time to roll versus just
mhm.
give the information, I think a lot of that just comes with practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think some things it's like if we need to learn something or if we need to find something, don't hide it behind a roll. Just give it to us, or just be like, hey, your passive is high enough that you observe this or something like that.
Mhm.
But because that, I mean, you don't want that either. You don't want your story to get derailed because we didn't because we all sucked at something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, somebody was lying to us, and we all like flopped an insight roll. Like, you don't want like your whole story to get derailed because we didn't figure something out. So,
Right.
Yeah.
but likewise, if the owl bears aren't moving and we didn't get close enough, or we weren't in range to like actually see them, or they were
Mhm.
behind a big shrubbery or
Yeah.
something like that, then it makes sense to be like, hey, roll perception, and it's hearing based. Tell me, like, what are you
Mhm.
doing to scout ahead? Is Bombus leaving the range of of Pass Without a Trace, or is he signaling for you guys to come up closer so that he can move forward or something
Mhm.
like that? So I think all of those are fine solutions.
Well,
So
like
Yeah.
where I had it, you guys were like back here,
Mhm.
I was waiting for someone to move up right here to see it, and then
Oh
go
yeah,
back.
because
there,
Bombus went what right here.
yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of brush right here, and
Mm-hmm.
they were up here.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand that. Yeah, it's just yeah, like I said, it's judgment call because again, and that's where I'm like, if uh describe your settings for us. Like really get into this so we fully understand like where we're walking because maybe Bombus wouldn't have walked into this really heavy brush.
Mhm.
Like it helps us as players to
Mhm.
do that and again it adds immersion. We're like we'll feel there like in the moment with that nice setting. What does this forest look like? What are we in? Like, is this something that reminds none such of home in the Feywild or Bombus of back home? Or it's like all that stuff. You have freedom as DM. We are here to hear and experience your world. Like, and that's personally for me what I want. I love the description. I love setting description. It helps me a lot really get like into it and it changes maybe how I role play as well in the midst of it and how I describe it, like are we in the midst of summer and the leaves are still high and bright in the air so we have great shadow, or is it fall and the leaves have fallen and there's this nice subtle and peaceful crunch of the dead leaves under our feet. Like all that stuff is
Mhm.
great. That adds to it. It will also trigger like that stuff is also important because me as a player, if I hear the leaves have all fallen and our feet are crunching as we walk under the weight of all this dead debris, I will be way more inclined to use Pass Without a Trace
Mhm.
because that debris lying on the ground, I immediately think of, oh, we're going to leave a path following us. We're going to be loud with very little effort. But if it's summertime, I'm going to be like, we have a lot of empty ground. And we're
Mhm.
going to be a lot quieter naturally. I may not be as inclined because we have great canopy and shadow to blend in with the surroundings. I may not be as inclined to use Pass Without a Trace. So like that's one of the reasons like describing that setting for us is important like for me when it comes to whether or not I will utilize a resource as well.
Right. I hope the combat wasn't too bad. I wanted to make it challenging though,
That's good.
Hmm.
but
It
Hmm.
was really good.
I wanted them to be heavy hitters, but I also
Mhm.
wanted to lower their health. So
Mm.
that's why I had them fight a little bit.
Yeah,
No, that
I
was
took
Yeah.
perfect.
I took 20 points off each of them, so they had about
interesting.
40.
That was a good call. That was a good call. I honestly like that they didn't last long, but when they hit hard because that felt like an owlbear.
Mhm.
That felt like an
Yeah.
owlbear, like when I got
Well,
hit.
and I feel like that's a there's like two different styles of combat. There's one that lasts 6 rounds, but you're not in that much danger. So you can
Mhm.
kind of sandbag a little bit. You can use your cantrips. You can just fire your normal shots. You don't really have to use spell slots, that kind of stuff. And then there's like this one where it's like I burned I burned 4 spell slots just on this one combat, and I have 6 total. So it's like I burned through a lot of resources like in this combat just because like they were hitting so hard that I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, we've got to end this fight quick. And
Yeah.
so like just casting I did one round where I cast my cantrip and like 8 damage is good for level 3, like that's fine. But I was like, I need to do way more damage because like this is not like these guys are gonna kill us all kind of thing. And so I felt like both ways are good at using resources. I think that had you halved their damage and doubled their health, it would have been a very similar combat. It just would have lasted a lot longer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Honestly, I feel like that worked really well. Do you feel like you got a good gauge on what like our average damage output is versus our health and versus our AC, like that kind of stuff?
Um, I want to play around with it a little bit more because
Mhm.
your surprise round did like 19 and then like 21 on two different bears. I was like, holy shit, they're
Yeah, and
mopping the floor.
Bombus hit really hard.
Yeah,
Bombas
he
hit like
did.
a truck.
Yeah. Bombus, do you
Yeah,
have sharpshooter?
Yeah, that's what it
Yes.
was.
Okay, cool.
He's a
But-
goddamn tank.
Well, my hit is only +3,
Yeah.
and I only got that big damage up front is because that only
You have
happens on
Dread
the first,
Ambusher. Yeah.
and it only happens on the first round. So, and I rolled that was pretty close to max damage I could do.
Yeah.
And that's
for
Because
one
it's
attack.
because Dread Ambusher is an extra attack on the first round and it adds a D8.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I rolled an
So-
8 on the extra damage,
Nice.
and then I had the +10 from sharpshooter.
so
and
it's
then I rolled-
2d8 plus 13.
Yeah, and that's what Brandon
Yeah.
was saying in the group chat earlier. It goes after the first round, after that surprise round, after that, whether it's a surprise round or not, after that first round, damage drops off. Like,
Mhm.
I would honestly say, like, for how hard they were hitting, like, I couldn't survive much longer than that. I think we all, Brandon and I think were gassed by the end of that fight. Like, I'm gassed. Like, I'm low on HP. Like, so, like, we wouldn't be able to go into another combat after that. Like, my character would not feel comfortable going into another combat. Like, he's feeling the, like, stress of that. So if you want, like that would be a hard combat for level 3 characters, in the sense of, like, if we had been worn down more before going into there, like,
Oh yeah, y'all would
it
have
could have been
died.
heavy. Yeah,
Mhm.
it could have been heavy. Like, if we went in with a little less HP, if we went in with no key points or less spell slots, it could have been. Bomb is chill.
Mhm.
I think.
The shadows.
Yeah, like the
Yo, Bombus has 12 health points left.
exactly. Like, we
and
wouldn't
after
have
the-
survived another round.
After the 2 cure wounds, that was all my spell slots.
Yeah.
The only thing I have left are I forgot to use them, but I have the favored foe, which just adds a D4 to damage to whatever I'm attacking. and I
That
just
uses
forgot to use it.
concentration, though, doesn't it?
No.
I also forgot to add
Mm.
to do my bonus action to attack on a
Wait,
couple of turns.
hang
I
on,
didn't
wait.
know
Yes, it
was a
does.
turn.
Sorry, I was
Yeah.
reading the second.
It's either favored foe or Hunter's Mark are kind of your two choices. So Hunter's Mark is pretty much strictly better.
Yeah, and I
um,
have both, just because.
If you don't have a spell slot, then favored foe is better, or like it's nice
Basically.
to have. Yeah.
But I was trying to because the way I spread out my spells was because I only get 3. Well, I have 5, but I took Cure Wounds, Entangle, and Hunter's Mark.
hmm Yeah, those
Because-
are fantastic.
I
Mhm.
figured because my thought was Entangled was a good crowd control, possibly,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then Cure Wounds just health, and Hunter's Mark was kind of role play
Damage.
stuff, but it's damage, but it's also like, hey, if we ever need to track somebody that runs away, like I could tag them and
Yeah.
we can try and follow them.
Yeah,
and then
that's
I just
fantastic.
have Disguise Self and Speak with Animals as they're just extra
Yeah.
spells I get as a ranger.
Yeah, those are fantastic spells. I think you picked
Yeah.
perfectly.
Because entangled, you have to think, even if you don't entangle them, it makes that terrain that they are resting in difficult terrain. So it doubles their movement even for 1 square. So it takes, instead of 5, it takes 10 for them to get out of it. So even
Oh, it is
Whether-
difficult terrain, yeah.
whether or not you entangle them, it actually hinders them. That's one of the reasons I like entangles so much, because that 10 feet of movement can be the difference between whether or not that enemy has to dash or not to get to you. And
That
that's
w-
an action.
If I knew that bear wouldn't have made it to Bombus.
Mhm.
Well, I didn't know that.
G didn't clarify, and I didn't want to say anything in the moment. Because the combat felt
It
good.
played out fine.
The
Like- It
combat
played out
felt
fine.
really good. It was a cool moment of. I was trying to role play hard with strategizing. I was trying to make sure I said this stuff in character.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
when it was like, when you get to the edge of like Pass Without Trace, I go, you will see the edge of it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, if you go past it, you will lose it.
Yeah. And I mean, we could have role played more with just strategy and talking, but it was like I just made sure to keep Bombus within 40 feet of you guys because he has 40 feet of movement, and he has a charge ability where he can like rush in and like
Yeah.
hit someone with like a melee if he ever felt
Yeah.
you know he needed to. Yeah, if he ever felt brave. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he always he kind of hovers around 40 feet around
Mhm.
you guys, like because I could have backed off the map and still like
Yeah. I was gonna
shot.
say you have 200 yards of range with
Yeah.
no disadvantage because of sharpshooter. Well, and what you did whenever you whipped out like your short sword or scimitar, was it short sword
It's a short
that
sword.
you used?
I
I
thought it
felt
was
like
his gripper.
the
It is, but
oh yeah,
it's a short
oh,
sword.
you were saying gripper. Okay, sorry. I kept hearing something else, but anyway, yeah. So like with your gripper, like I felt like that was very smart to go ahead and change weapons and use
Mhm.
that whenever you have flanking, because like disengage and then go ahead and take your longbow shot on the next turn, or just change weapons. I think it's just as smart to go ahead and use your short sword, because like if you have hunter's markup, that works with your short sword
Yeah.
or with your longbow.
And
And so like
yeah.
there's no range to it, so like you can go bonus action, hunter's mark, do your first two shots, and then go, on your first round, and then you're adding a d6 to both your shots, and then you have it up for the rest of combat kind of thing. And so
Mhm.
I feel like there's a lot of like, and then if you end up in melee, it's only a bonus action to move it to another target, and you've still got your extra d6. So I feel like that's a really good go-to concentration spell, especially this early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just forgot about it
Oh
until
no, you're good.
but also like employing the short sword was more like because half the time when I do the strategize, I'm just playing the character and what they would do.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh, he's not gonna know to like back up and run away. He's gonna freak out and hit him with a stick.
Yeah.
And
But
and I was trying to utilize role playing to let like us know as a party when they're like bloodied. That's
Mhm.
why I in like in game I think I was like, I don't remember what I said. I was like, oh, I smell weakness or whatever. The flies are coming for them, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's my way of like role playing that they're bloodied, so we know they're weak
mhm.
in game, and to like be aggressive.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I think it worked out really well. I thought it was a good first encounter because also we gotta kind of synergize because I don't think any of us
Mhm.
really know what we can do outside of generic stuff. But
Mhm.
I was already thinking like, like Jim, like if you have poison skin, like if we were had off time, like you could poison like arrows.
mhm.
Mhm.
Like
Well, that's why I was asking for the ruling because coding a weapon only lasts a minute.
this is true. Yeah.
According to
Mhm.
rules is written. So like for me when I attack, I can conceptualize why when I attack, I can always add it
Right.
because I'm like, oh, it's me. Like I'm right
Mhm.
there. But if I coat your guys' weapons, I was assuming that it may take the rules as a basic poison, which only lasts 1 minute on the weapon itself before it dries out. So like because we snuck, we could have totally done it and had the time. But like that's why I sent that earlier in the group chat. I was kind of thinking about that when it comes to doing that to your guys' weapons.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
like and the
mine.
possibilities there, I think, where it's like
Mhm,
even in the middle of the
Mhm.
combat, like you got close to Bombus and it's like,
mhm.
hey, like just dap it up and you just like
It's
put a
an
little
action. That's the only
yeah.
thing. It's a
Mhm.
whole
Yeah.
action for me. It's an action for me. And I'm like, oh, I'd rather hit this dude.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we could be close to you too and be like,
Mhm.
I just want to like let me
Yeah,
Rub
tap.
my arrow on you or
Yeah,
something.
let me
yeah,
tap you and then like
yeah. If you want to use your action to do that, like it's Connor's ruling on that, but like the rules
yeah.
is written as it takes an action to code a weapon, and so like in the midst of combat, it's almost and
Yeah.
especially if
You'd
you're
be better off just attacking twice
and
than
doing
using an action and
Yeah,
then
it's
attacking.
true.
Yeah.
and Hunter's Mark gives you a D6 without them having to roll a saving throw.
Mhm.
Like that you get that additional damage that's even better. I rolled 2d4 if they fail a con save, but your Hunter's Mark gives you that d6 every time they don't make a save.
Mhm.
It's I think that's a lot better.
Yeah.
But I honestly enjoyed the movement on the map.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that all of us moved. I liked that Bombus was away. I liked that it split the attention of the owlbears. Like I like how Connor played the owlbears, especially in a
Yeah.
frenzied hunger state. That
Mhm.
they may just redirect. Honestly, like they're just like pain this way, that way. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it was well done how you set up the scenario. Like it felt like a natural random encounter. It felt like something you would find right in the forest. And like feasting on a body. We know there's drug addicts. It immediately brought in intrigue for me when I
Mhm.
was like, I really want to see what may be on this body if we know we're coming here and there's drugs. Like, and that's why I asked how close it was to the city. Like, the dead body brought in intrigue, and it gave me a little more incentive to maybe fell the owlbear or scare them away so I can investigate, as compared to wanting to just bypass them.
Yeah.
Because if it was just the owlbears, I may have been more inclined to bypass them. But because you added that one other factor there, it really gave a lot more incentive to let's engage and actually try to
Yeah.
do something with these owlbears, which I thought was
Mhm.
really, really good. Just that one thing I think really changed like our reaction from let's leave these natural predators be to
Mhm.
we need to see what's going on with this dead body.
Give you guys inspiration as well. Y'all role played great.
Chaos roleplay.
Yeah, boy.
But
Well,
I
I
hope
will not turn you down.
I hope the combat was rewarding though.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it was
so
really good.
one of the things, so I agree with absolutely everything that James just said. Two, the other thing that I appreciated about it and that I think was very apropos is that it established immediately that this forest is dangerous and it is
Yes.
absolutely deadly to a commoner. That
Mhm.
if you are not a trained combatant, you will die in this forest.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, and so
Absolutely.
that was something that like was cemented in my mind immediately. Was I was like, we just saw two owlbears feasting or fighting over the corpse of a gatherer. That to me is like proof that this is not a safe place. You know what I
Like,
mean? And so like
yeah.
whenever we were like, oh, we should short rest, I was like, not here. I was like,
Not here.
we should go. Like
Yeah.
we need to get, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that idea of like it's not just one predator, it's not like one thing that was roaming, it was competing predators, which like
Yeah.
to especially like nature oriented individuals, especially Fae, they go,
Mhm.
oh, they are prevalent. Like they compete for territory, they will be more aggressive because there's multiple predators in this area. Like, like that immediately is like that's super dangerous when you have predators that compete for space and territory and food, because then everyone's on the table as, you know, immediately an enemy.
Yeah.
Like where we are food and we are invading a predator's territory. So it immediately set off, like Brandon said, we are in another beast territory and they may want to protect it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
Yeah.
why I had them fight over the food as well. I'm like,
Mhm.
they're gonna kill each other for that shit.
Yeah.
exactly.
Great job, dude. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
thank you.
But
Awesome.
thank you so much,
Excellent
dude.
work.
This is fun.
No problem.
Perfect. Alrighty. Great session. Have a
Yep.
wonderful evening, guys. I
Yep.
will talk to you very soon.
Yep.
Love you,
See you
bros.
guys later. Love
Yeah.
you guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
Twitch, YouTube, live stream, chat.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.